Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the one and only, the human turret himself, one of the best ARs to ever do it, the world champ, Sam LaRue, a.k.a. Octane. We got some of the best analysis in the game, world champ, Christopher Duarte, a.k.a. Parasite. We got the multi-world champion, multi-champion. Give it up for the legend, the icon, Patrick Price, a.k.a. Ace. And of course, we got the one and only, the executive producer of The Flank. Give it up for Benji. What is going on, folks? Ben, let's start with you. You're looking like $1 million today, Ben. What's going on, man?
Yeah, I mean, a great day. Watched the Manchester derby this morning, City and United. City ended up winning that one. So setting up an interesting clash for the title next weekend. What else? Oh, and then I just got vibe kill before the show started because Jalen Brunson just got hurt. So
that's
RIP
tough.
the next season. Yeah.
Might be like that.
Nick's had a good round, but it's fucking over now. So
I heard some of your picks were going through today.
Oh, this is a weird pick week, bro. I made all the cash my bets on Friday, none yesterday, none of them hit, and all of them hit today. So,
got all the units, Ben.
I don't know, either I'm hitting or I'm fucking absolutely bricking everything.
It's gonna work, Ben. Patrick Price, man, what's going on, Pat? How you doing, man? You were in the watch party today, vibing, watching some matches.
Yeah, I tuned in a little bit. I mean, it's hard, like getting all these predictions right. It's starting to get to me, Tom. I'm feeling unstoppable.
Well, you got one of them wrong today, Pat.
Yeah, I mean, that one didn't matter.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, no problem. That one doesn't count. Pat, it's always a pleasure, man. Nice to have you, as always. Chris, how are you, man? You doing good?
Yeah, I'm great. I went out to a show last night, came back. We're here at the ZooMAFIA show in love today. It was a good day.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm just excited to talk about the matches and close out this week.
Another rave, Chris? Another rave?
Listen, man, I'm getting my cardio in. Like,
That's
I'm
good work.
lifting, like, I'm having fun.
It's nice,
grinding.
man. Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah.
LaRue, what's going on, man? I know you had a heart attack in the LA Thieves series. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Listen, I got my jersey on right now. It's been an up and down day. We've got a lot to go through. I've been through a lot emotionally. I'm a little lightheaded. We'll get into it.
All right.
I'm feeling good.
Well, let's get right into it, guys. We had 3 matches today. Some of them didn't exactly go as I planned. I thought we were going to see some close matches. Let's actually start things off with a couple 3-0s here. Starting things off with the Miami Heretics going up against the New York Subliners. I'll be honest. I'll start things off. Miami got pooped on. Today. They got pooped on. I think one thing to note with the New York Subliners is, granted, they haven't taken down the top teams in the league, but the way that they're putting down these other teams is kind of insane. Like, they are literally just mopping the floor with them. Kind of like what Optic in Carolina, right? Like, they're playing a team that they should be beating, but it's just the way that they're beating them that I think impresses. Yeah, it's just a skill diff, and these teams aren't they're just not even able to keep up. You could see the talent that New York has, even when they're putting a team like to Miami to bed. And obviously, we got to talk about Miami because their struggles continue. They're 0-5 in this stage. I mean, we'll kind of go down the list. Ben, we'll start with you. What were your thoughts overall in the series?
Well, Sub-Base first map, I think, was pretty clean from New York.
Jesus Christ.
Lord have mercy. Jump scare.
Oh, Jesus.
Miami battled pretty decently on the Evasion S&D, but once that got through, it was just a fucking breakdown going into control. I think this Miami team is just absolutely rock bottom, and this New York team is, starting to ascend. It's just 2 teams in opposite directions right now.
Yeah. Agreed, Sam. What did you think, man?
Paco masterclass, bro. Absolute skill diff. New York is leaving 0 for us to talk about on the side of like any doubt right now. They are streaking, and I'm happy to see it because this is what I think we've all been waiting for, other than Pat, who's just
they're godlike.
Godlike. There you go.
It's all good.
New York's Miami's horrible, and they're just gonna have to figure it out because they are beyond blow watch at this point.
Fun stat for you guys.
Sure, Pat.
Quick, the top 4 teams, being New York, Optic, Ultra, FaZe, are 16-2 match count right now, with their only losses coming to teams in the top 4. Right, FaZe lost to New York, and then Toronto lost to FaZe. The other 8 teams, like all of them, are 9-23.
Close.
But the funny part is that Rokkr, LAG, and Heretics are all winless, 0-13, while Subliners, Optic, and Ultra are 13-1. So,
Lord.
There's a
Jesus Christ.
big diff there.
Skill gap. So there's a
Big,
skill gap.
big diff. Yeah, big one.
Yeah, it's only going to keep getting worse and worse, I fear. I really don't have any faith in any of these top teams being able to catch up to, or these lower tier teams being able to catch up to the top teams because, I mean, they're just talent stacked and they're just getting better. They're figuring out the game, they're persevering, and their map pools are only going to keep expanding. So I don't really know if we're going to end up seeing any sort of dark horses coming up and being able to take down some of these teams. Maybe we got like Vegas right now, right? They look pretty decent.
Flavor of the month.
Besides
I fear
that,
our only hope is a sledgehammer cheese with a nice little random patch that just changes everything.
yeah, or like maps that's changing. But man, on the Miami Heretics side, like I think this is the Real waiting room. I think these guys are eventually going to make another change. Out for Real, who's obviously their substitute, and they're working on getting his visa probably after this major. But Eric Boom, man, their latest pickup, he's just not been really good. I think he's
Man, none of
been
them have,
lowest-
though, to be fair.
Yeah, but I think like in terms of his damage contribution, like for the majority of their matches,
He's not
has,
even
like,
shooting his gun, dude.
Yeah,
That's
he's
a fair
basically
critique.
not shooting. So, I mean, it's just tough. We'll see what happens with this Miami team, but I'm not excited, man. Vamos Bucks were sold long
Gone.
ago.
Sold them high. We're going.
Chris literally came
Yeah.
out here with a fucking Twitch stream title, Real Waiting Room. Like, what the fuck? But I agree. I think it changed.
That's
how
fucked.
I don't even. I don't even think.
Real
Like,
waiting room is fucked.
I don't even know if like
Yeah,
that
Chris.
change is gonna like put him over
No.
the hump.
It's not.
No,
No,
it
it's not.
won't. It
No,
won't.
it's not.
That's
It's,
the, like
it's the end
the
of
whole
a
team.
season waiting room. That's what it is.
It's the whole team.
Yeah. Few things to show from the match. We do got to listen in here from the first map. I've been liking tuning into the listens a little bit more in the show. People want to see them a little bit more, so I've been just hand selecting a few listenings that I thought were good. This is the New York Subliners listening from the map 1. After the second rotation, Miami just got absolutely slammed. They were having a really tough time keeping up with New York. So let's see how the New York Subliners were sounding.
Hey, working bunker. I'm waiting for you guys. I'll see him dog. Bunker on me, middle. He's right there. Back dogs, Vickle. I killed him. I'm in the back. I'll kill this guy now. No, back play. He's in the water. In the water. Water. I'll see him. Around. This one PT.
I think he's in the water.
Stay down here. Still back white. Still back white. Hang out. P2. 20 P2. Back white. I'm dead. Nice, good job. Good time. There's 20 P2 guys. I did it my way. One shot top white. Top tower on you. One shot Caesar. Absolutely. I'm much right here. Why on me? He's on you. Got me. Yeah. Watch out. Hold. He's at the door. He's at the top corner. We still have you. Yeah. I'll feel right. In the back. P3. He's one shot dead. Nice shot. Maybe white. I'm gonna get right. I'll get you a little white. You'll do it. I have low white. I got bunker. I already have low white. I'm pretty sure. I'm looking bunker. No, bunker's good. I got bunker. Alright, bottom white. Just made me one shot, guys. I'm watching my one. KT. Dead. Nice shot 3. Look for one. That's all I'm pushing out comms. I have all right, guys. I got comms. They can only go river. Okay. I'm looking. You can go top tower. Comms dead.
Alright, should be time.
Maybe top tower. You're right. I mean, P5 lucky.
I have barrels.
No one here lucky. Lucky P5. Have to go rivers. Watch river. Watch out.
Yeah, I'm watching my water shit. P5?
Okay. Hey, triple. He went triple side.
Heard you. I'm looking P2.
I got spot back. I have over you.
You look to the right.
I got right then. I'm giving up comms now.
Weapons, guys.
I need weapons.
It's a long listening. I'm going to pause it there. I just don't know how long it is, and hopefully it's not over our time limit here. I thought it was good comms. Also, this is kind of where the map got away from Miami. They got put in the fucking blender on sub base. Like
they got chained real hard in these next 2 hills.
Yeah, and it's kind of like that the sub base spawns too, right? Like if you get pushed in those back server spawns, like back here by the dock, you can funnel a team like from that tunnel hill over to this water hill over here. I mean, you could put people in a serious trap here and really get a lot of
teams
time.
will fall into that trap where it's like you want to rotate to that like P3 hill, but you end up trapping yourself by like hard rotating to it. Where as if you're a good team on this map, you'll understand that you basically need to stay out like the whole time, because if you manage to get trapped back there, you run into this issue where this hill's damn near unbreakable, this P4 hill, and then it pretty much chains into P5 hill with the other team still spawning across the map and dock. So Miami basically fell into that trap. New York capitalized, and they just absolutely fucking
It's also when somebody's blocking the back spawn at new and somebody's roaming top warehouse and shit, it's so hard to kill people top snow and top warehouse when they're head glitching and you're put in the trap. It's so hard to find kills. But good job by New York. What you guys think about the listening?
Oh, that sounded good.
Hydra was in war.
Yeah,
the water call was comedy, but I thought that sounded.
I have a question, and I want to know if you guys think this would be too disrespectful.
Oh shit!
Oh,
if they went to a listening and it's like one of these top 4 teams versus one of these bottom 4 teams, and they were just like trolling, like just talking to each other about like what they're having for dinner and just like, you know, whatever, and winning. Like, how do you think that would look? I feel like that'd be a
Depends on the
good.
score.
I think it'd be hilarious. I think it'll be fucking
Yeah, like
dominant.
they're just blowing them out, and they're
If
just
they're
like,
blowing them
wow,
out,
these
it
guys,
would be
like they're just like, wow, these guys are
fucking
ass, man. What do
hilarious.
y'all want to do later? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I would be. There was a listening that was close to that. Our denial listening. Ben, do you remember our listening with denial with me, Nato, and
Yeah.
and
I'm
Jay?
saying we need to go back
Yeah,
to
what are you
that.
talking about?
Yeah, it was an Ascend CTF, and we were beating them so bad, and they went into a listening with us, and we were just like not even talking about the match. We were just bullshitting, just talking to each other.
Honestly, man, this whole series, I just feel bad for Miami because like the CDL
Why?
broadcast didn't even start until the second series of the day. This was a 1 hour long fucking New York Subliners.
Soundboard
hoop
gets me
mixtape.
every time.
It was
Gets me every
bad.
time, bro.
That
Yeah.
was so bad.
Yeah, it was definitely bad. Got some more clips here from the series, and we go into the S&D. Here, it's a big 1v1 here from Caesar. So Vic was actually going for the 1v3 here. I actually shot 2 people that were both one shot. He was able to claim a couple kills. I like the reach out here from Caesar. Gets the tags down on him, so, kind of slows him down a little bit. Vickle ends up delaying the plant a little bit, and then he tries to play a kill, and then he ends up going for the plant. I would have liked to see him just try and get the plant down right away, but obviously it was a good play from Caesar's guys Bueno to just wrap the street. I don't know if there's anything different. You thought Vickle maybe could have clutched that 1v3, but thought Caesar made a good play there, wrapping street. So good job
Caesar
from.
just made a great play because he just knew that like if he did it, if he took his time, he's gonna catch him planning basically is what.
Yeah. But one thing I wanted us to really take a look at here from this map was this setup from New York, and we saw this with Optic a little bit. I've seen it with Shotzi, just kind of playing like an off angle by himself and broken. And one thing that I noticed whenever these setups happen, and Sam, I know you talked about it in the watch party, but whoever's tank or whoever's looking over this guy, it always seems like they don't have the info or they're not really properly looking over each other. Because I feel like this guy broken always dies, always.
Yeah.
And he never, and then they always get out with their life. And then it's just another 1v1 on site. Now you have Dante who's on the tank. He's all by himself. And that all collapses as well for New York. So just wasn't a fan of the New York setup. Just wanted to ask you guys, what would you do if you were New York? And do you like the setup? Did you like the setup from them?
Well, I've actually seen the setup like almost identical work against FaZe, except Kismet positioned himself towards that left wall. Because as you'll see, Metals comes around the corner and everyone checks the divot, right? The little cubby. No one ever checks directly to his left, and I still remember Kismet actually playing that off angle. So in terms of New York, this seems like a pretty standard setup where Kismet's playing somewhere along this like area, and then Sib is playing that off angle. So I want to say this looks bad, but at the end of the day, I've seen this work already for them once. So I mean, just good play out of Metals, good read, and Kismet just got caught out in a pretty obvious position, to be fair.
Yeah, but it's like, what's the point of being pushed up this? Like, what's the point? Like, why not just have Kismet play square and Dante play tractor, boom, call it a day?
I think
You
it's
know
more
what I
so
mean?
there's just they show different looks. I think that's something that New York kind of got praised for, is being able to play this invasion multiple times against every single team and still manage to like throw in multiple different setups that teams haven't seen. So
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably just trying to get a little bit more creative rather than playing the very standard, easily
Yeah,
readable setup.
I don't
so-
mind showing different looks. So, like, I like that, Chris. Like, obviously, you want to show
Yeah.
different looks, right? Like, as the rounds go on, like, you don't want to just do the same shit all the time. But if Kismet's gonna be pushed up, like, I even like what LA Thieves did, the one round where they just hit through dark and they had a couple guys push up and they just all hit it together.
Yeah,
like
that's fair.
If Kismet's gonna be pushed up, then fuck it, have Dante playing here too. Maybe Kismet could even play top, Dante could play low, like play off each other here. It's just not being traded. And this is the
Yeah.
big round. The reason why I had this written down is because this is a 4-3 round. If New York win this defense, it's 5-3. Instead of 5-3, we're going 4-4. So it's just a
Yeah.
really big round here.
You could also have a setup where like Dante maybe plays in like the dark alley and like they kind of crossfire the same angle because the dark and that cubby kind of align with each other. So yeah, I mean, maybe something to look at, but I mean, they play this a lot, so I'm sure they'll probably play something similar to it again, but maybe account for this spot that Metals
Yeah.
is able to get into.
Yeah, I mean, we're obviously just pointing out like little mistakes throughout the match and stuff like that. But Sam, Pat, Ben, anything to say on that before we go on to the next clip?
No.
I think it was kind of a callback to something Pat brought up a couple episodes ago. It was like, as the game goes on, the evolution of how to play these maps is going to obviously come into effect. And I think, like, we've seen the sub players play broken now for the entire season, and I think people are starting to just like, yeah, let's just clear it and get a kill. I think to Tom's point, there needs to be more like reinforcement if you're going to send someone there, because you're accomplishing the same thing as if you play back on the site. Yeah, it's a different look, but if you're just going to let that guy go 1-for-1 while you are on defense, I think needing to adapt the way that people are starting to play the B Street, like LAT did today, is something that's going to be needed going forward. Because teams, like, you're obviously going to put your sub player in broken. So
right.
I think it's just an easy blood if teams play for it.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next round. Now, this is the 4-4 round. Now, Miami in the 4-4 round, they completely gave up B. Which I was just like, I don't know. I know what they're trying to do. Like so my understanding here, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong. I'm guessing they're just retaking with tax. Like everybody save your tax. Just if they go B, we'll retake it with our tacticals. Like is that their mindset?
I sure hope so.
I just don't know how I feel about just giving up this whole bomb site. I don't think it's that easy of a site to retake, especially if there's trophies down and people are playing the head glitches. You have people watching flank from broken, playing off angles. People can play this tractor, square. I mean, in my opinion, I hate playing retakes unless the bomb is super easy to conquer. Yeah. And maybe Miami thinks this is an easy site to retake. You know, maybe that's how they think. But what do you guys think about the play? About just giving up?
The way they're playing it, they're pretty spread. They're going to take a couple 1v1s here. Like that guy takes a 1v1 DVD. This guy's taking a 1v1 in the flank, right? He wins it. But like at the end of the day, like I agree with you, Tom. This is not a easy site to retake. See anybody there. And at the end, and on top of that, a good team is going to see that cross, right? If nobody crosses tractor, and nobody crosses broken, you basically are going to not have to use any utility at all when engaging the site, and then you're going to all have it for post plant. So like you're giving New York Subliners, right, their trophy systems, all their nades and stuns because they don't have to check anything. If they're going to give that site up and maybe throw like a smoke down the street to like make it seem like you could have potentially crossed broken, which stalls out the offensive team a little bit and maybe makes them utilize some of their utility. But like if you don't show anything, you don't throw smoke, you don't cross, you don't do anything, New York's going to walk up the site for free and then play the post plant with everything in their arsenal.
Pat, how do you feel about the setup here for Miami? Do you like the play giving up the B bomb site, or are you okay with it?
Well, referencing 2009, Tom, you absolutely never give up the B-bomb site, ever, in any scenario ever. So, map's the same, so I would not do it in this game either.
I will say the only time, I used to say this all the time on my teams, I used to tell them, guys, I don't want to retake. Like, I don't want to give up sites and just give people a side of map and be like, oh, if they go there, we'll just retake it. Like, unless we know a team loves going to a certain site and we want to blind counter it and then play a retake on another site, that's different. But for the most part, you don't want to retake sites. I feel like that's like the worst thing you can do.
Yeah, the chances of the offensive team winning the round when the bomb is down just goes up insanely high.
Yeah.
When, like, that's just how it works.
I will say it's early, but this
working against the clock
on this bomb site is actually one of the more easier bomb sites to retake statistically. But I think it's also
Minnesota
what Chris said
every time and can't fucking
as
hold
I'm
it.
saying, like I do think though it is a difficult site to retake with the amount of steps you need to complete in a 4v4. So,
bro, some free game.
So you don't mind it that much, Ben? You don't mind it?
No, I kind of agree with what Chris said. I think you just if you're going to play for that retake, you need to be able to pinch quicker. Like they didn't use the clock effectively. I know Dante ended up getting a big one. They probably would have enough time at them, but like the amount of work that you need to do to go all the way around to kill the guys that broke in and pinch around, and then still the guy's gonna sit on the fork and finesse.
I actually just thought of like a really sick strat that's like free game here. Imagine this. You know how most people they like counter each other, they watch each other's cross. What you do is you send one guy to cross B. And then everyone else kind of sits back and spawn and late crosses to B, right? And you like blind stack B with like a smoke grenade down the street. So they don't know how many people are playing there. But like due to the cross off the rip, you would think one player's there and then maybe just blind stack B could work. Because a lot of teams tend to favor it.
But I'm sure a lot of people are playing games with the cross, right? I mean, if they're not playing games with the cross, then what is this this amateur hour?
Tom, you would be surprised watching. Like, obviously you watch too, but like a lot of teams they just cross and like they don't care.
Yeah, they don't care.
When you could play a lot of mind games with it.
Listen, S&D stars. Tom is coming out. I used to play fucking Octane on Ghost and shit like that. You need to play games with the cross. Like, you need to make sure that they're getting info. Like, I remember on Octane, remember you can go into gas station on Octane and you can see the cross, like, through the little sliver, like, across the map.
Yeah.
People used to use, like, thermals and stuff. I mean, you could play games with that, too. Yeah, like, that stuff is important.
A lot of teams are also using that smoke, right, as a bailout to get themselves out of bad position, or maybe, like, as an offensive tool to kind of, like, take a site. But you can use it on the defensive end basically to keep the team that's on the offense like guessing, right? Because if you're not doing that, bro, you're giving them free numbers to basically hear or hit each site and knowing basically exactly how many people are playing in each one.
Yeah.
Been unfortunately, not to call you out here, but the retake on B on Invasion is 30%, which is about the league average for all the sites.
Damn. So it's not easy.
30%.
No, we're getting stat seized.
No, well, that's still. I mean, what you look at Skid Row
3 out of
is below
10 times.
20.
That's what that.
Yeah, but
It's still
that,
middle of the
hold on,
pack, though.
hold on.
It's
But
not.
that's
It's not a. Yeah, go ahead.
But that's also not this. My bad, Ben.
Yeah.
But that's also not like indicative of like retaking with like a man advantage, or like maybe
100%.
somebody did send somebody B and they went 1-for-1, and then it's a 3v3 retake.
Yeah, well, that's
like,
just for relevant.
Like, if there's a stat for a 4v4 retake, I would be surprised if B is like.
Well,
at
we'll
a
get
That's
good
not the point, though.
percentage.
It's just
we'll get to-
retaking the bomb.
yeah, we'll
get
It's
to
just
that.
leads to the
Yeah,
average. It don't matter.
Yeah.
Right, but I think for a big point about that site, right? 4v4 retake, the amount of steps you need to complete to do it is difficult as opposed to a 2v2. And that's why I think playing the retake on there, if you're slow to getting pinched, is going to be tough, even with the time you got.
True.
Yeah, this is the map 3 stats, just so you guys can see kind of how New York put these guys away. It was bad. It was very bad. You can see the green carpet coming in from New York and the red carpet coming in from Miami. This ended up being a 3-0 sweep. Anything else on the series, guys? Anything else at all? I mean, with Miami, I guess, who's their schedule coming up? Who are they playing? Same with New York. Who are they playing? Also, somebody in my chat said that New York hasn't beaten any good teams before during a watch party. Is that true?
They beat
Optic
FaZe.
for-
FaZe,
they
like,
beat
really
Optic-
matched
That's what I'm
They beat
saying.
Optic the first stage, and then they beat.
Yeah, I got a
FaZe.
super chat today, and he was like, "Why are you guys setting up New York? They haven't beaten any good teams, and they're just beating the bottom teams, and you know, blah blah blah."
What the fuck
And I
has
was-
Optic done? It's the same thing.
Well, I was like,
It's like
what
from
the?
an Optic fan, they've only beat the bottom teams. Like, look in the fucking mirror. It's the same shit. That's
Yeah.
how this
Well, I don't know
strength
if he
of
was an
schedule
Optic
garbage
fan. He
format
might not-
works.
I don't know if he was an Optic fan, Pat. I don't know. It was just.
No,
a
I'm just
guy.
saying it was if he was. Yeah.
You know. Oh, okay.
To the Miami question, they played the last 2 matches are Carolina and the Minnesota Rokkr. So maybe they win one of those, but I think really Miami's going to this event, and even though they're in front of a home crowd, not favoring them to win one of those matches. I think they're getting max probably 10 CDL points during the split. You're gonna have to go hard the next 2 ones to make sure you get a champ spot.
Yo, question for you guys.
Yeah.
Something I've noticed personally. I don't know if you guys have. The subs that seem to be struggling versus the top teams are world starring the bottom teams. Like world starring. Like
Less structure.
Hydra's always frying the bottom team shots. He's always frying the bottom teams. And like Kleenex to me is like the only like true sub that is just like, you know, consistently playing well against the top teams. I don't know if you guys thought that, noticed that.
Well, I think with certain some
Then
players
this year,
too.
this game, and I'm wondering if it's just like the
Would you
the-
consider
the
Simp a sub, or
pace.
you're considering?
Nah,
him a
like
flex?
I'm just like those
You're
actual
thinking-
subs. Like
so
they're
you're
running
thinking
a
like-
sub the
Tyler
whole
played really
time.
well today.
Yeah, but even him, he's had those series where he was like really inconsistent.
I think Prez played well.
Yeah,
It
but
was-
I talk,
even though
I
if it,
talked
in
to
their
Yeah,
loss,
people are
I think
saying
Prez played
Pred,
well.
Simp. Well,
Yeah,
Simp's
let-
not.
I
You don't
think-
really see
I
him as
think-
like the main
I think,
sub. But
Pat, a lot of sub players. I talked to Tyler about this after stage 1. I think a lot of aggressive sub players, like the frontline sub players, had to have kind of a think after like the first stage of like just the way these maps are. The play style is really difficult, and we
Yeah,
got to put in
it's-
the work individually.
Needed a stage to adjust.
So that's why I think you're seeing a lot of those players pop off now because they're really reaping the rewards of that work. So I think I'm curious to see how it goes the full season, Pat. Like we definitely get someone to track that stat and see if it holds to the end of the year. But I hear what you're saying. Like some people do be slaying the bottom teams, but when they get to the better teams, it's a little
There's
bit
just
more
like
difficult for them.
less teamwork, and like when you talk about the role that Pat's talking about, like the Tylers, Kleenex, Hydra, all these
Like
guys,
the true
like,
subs, yeah.
the true subs, there's way less structure at the bottom end of the league, and it's much harder to play in the chaotic environment that those subs thrive in when you're like not good at keeping track of names, if you're not good at like having concrete holds with no holes. Like
yeah,
when you play against Pred or Hydra, they're gonna fucking pick you apart because you don't know where the hell they are and you don't know what's going on.
yeah,
Like when you play Miami, yeah, Paco's gonna slam you because you don't know what the fuck is happening.
yeah. And the teams are worse, so it's easier to
Yeah,
play against
exactly.
them.
There's more holes, there's less information.
Yeah, and as a former sub player too, as the year goes on, I think even with like hyper aggressive subs, like subs that are confident to just make plays, hit routes, fucking chow and shit like that. I think consistency only gets better as the year goes on. Like as you find your routes, you pick your spots, you get your timings down even more. Like you just get better and better and better when you play that role because you just get a lot more repetition as the year goes on. But I will say when you play the top teams, like you still want to play at a fast pace, but you want to figure out just the most consistent way of playing. And I agree with Sam. I think when you're playing like these lower the half teams, like there's just a lot of things that they're missing, and you know, you're able to take advantage of it, especially if you got a lot of talent. But go ahead, Ben.
I think the one other thing with sub players to monitor this year is if the map pool changes and we get Vista in, Departures in, other new maps in that are maybe a little bit more sub-oriented. We're seeing it real. We'll talk
Away
about
from
next
this
series.
dog shit style of map that we have
those
now.
players are such a fucking premium now that we get away from
Agreed.
Invasion and Terminal or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Did you say who they play next, Ben? Miami or no? Did you mention it?
Yeah, they played Carolina and Rokkr.
Carolina and Rokkr. Okay.
And New York's probably gonna walk away with. I think there's a good chance New York with their next match against LAG. They're 6-0 going up against Optic, and that's basically a match to see if New York gets the top seed in this major. So.
Yeah.
I'm so happy with how many good matchups we get this stage.
Yeah.
We get so many good ones.
Yeah, New York.
Speaking of good ones, Tom.
Speaking
what
of
we thought was gonna be.
What we thought was gonna be.
Yeah. Let's move on. Unless you guys have anything else to say on Miami or New York.
Beyond blow watch, get rid of the team.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely hate to see teams have to change and blow it up, but they're 0-5.
I love
it. And you know, I know Pat loves it. You know, he loves that shit.
I miss
wants to
roster
watch the
mania.
world burn.
Make it more. I want to see more roster.
I was a big Vamos guy, Pat. Was a big Vamos guy. This one hurts me a little bit, Pat. It
Tell
hurts
the
me a
Vamos
little bit,
Bucks.
you know,
The Vamos ATM is fucking empty.
I mean, they're not worth much right now, so I might as well hold on to them. Maybe they'll come back up.
Diamond hands.
Nah,
Tom.
cut your losses.
You
Diamond
know?
hands.
It's like Germany under World War II, where you fucking need a.
Let's move on.
Yo, FaZe Ultra.
What?
Next.
What did you say?
I was making inflation references. All good.
Okay, let's keep it going. Let's
There's
move on.
There's a famous picture. There's a famous
Let's
picture.
move on. Yeah, I just saw the Bulldog in the chat, and he said, "What?" In all caps. Let's move on, guys. Next series of the day, we have Atlanta FaZe going up against the Toronto Ultra. I will say, I was surprised that Toronto Ultra got 3-0 today. As a fellow FaZe supporter and as on FaZe, I was ecstatic to see them come out and get the 3-0 today. I was very excited to see them come out, make a statement, do what they got to do, and show everybody like how good these guys can be. And Pat, I know you talked about it a little bit on a reverse sweep, and you talked about it a little bit here on the show, but just wanting them to come out and show it in their game plan and show it in their play style that that they should just be able to just stomp on teams. And today, I wouldn't really say a stomp. Like I definitely think the second map was close. The first map was pretty back and forth. I just think FaZe they really just put the nail in the coffin in this one. I felt like they looked really good today.
This was also the first time I got to call this out. It's pretty crazy that I think if you bet on COD, this was the first time that FaZe was plus money.
No, I think it's like
on
one of
moneyline?
3 times ever. I think it's only happened
Really?
like 3 times. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know the other 2, but Eric was talking about it today. I think it was like literally only 3 times ever. Or something.
I don't think that'll ever happen again.
Draws had a tweet, I think yesterday. He's like, "I'll show you who God is." He literally came out absolutely delusional, and he put on a show. FaZe put the boot on the neck of Toronto Ultra. But honestly,
Damn.
I was surprised. I called Toronto to win. But
Yeah, so
when
did
we
I.
did the show, I literally was so close to saying it, but I didn't want to sound delusional. I saw Scrappy complain about the game the last couple of days, and I'm like, these guys are just like annoyed. Like they're not like focused on the right shit. They're not like persevering. And I feel like FaZe has been quiet. FaZe has been silently at work every day, just going hard probably. And they're just like obviously trying to get back up to form. And I was so close to saying that they were going to win because of I hate the game cheese, but I didn't call it.
Yeah.
And now I regret it.
Yeah.
Bro, I would have made a different prediction if we knew the fucking map set before the series. I mean, I listen, I know in the chat talking about Tom, if you want to pull it up.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up.
I
right now.
thought, I get the calculus if you're Toronto and FaZe wins a coin toss and they take Team B, and maybe you want to work on some of the weaker maps in your pool. We know that, there's an auto veto that, Toronto has in control, and maybe they want to dodge FaZe on invasion control. But I personally think for me, and Tim, I don't know how you feel, that first map point, Karachi was a choice by Toronto, and they could have picked Skid Row in this series, and I think they would have had a better chance. What do you think?
They could have picked a lot of maps different.
They could have done a lot of things differently in the vetoes. I mean, I think anyone that has watched competitive COD this year can definitely see that this is just a FaZe map set through and through, and obviously Toronto was willing to do it. But I will give FaZe their flowers. Toronto said, "Fucking show me what you're made of," and FaZe beat the ever living shit out of them. So
I don't know if that's what they said.
I think it
What do you
is
think they-
because
what do
you're
you
playing
think they-
Rio S&D after
Yeah.
getting 6-0'd by Vegas. You're playing Rio Hardpoint, which FaZe is
I'll break
undefeated
it
on
down
with the
for you.
Tiny Terrors. You're playing High Rise Control, by far their weakest control mode. FaZe now 4-0. You're playing Karachi, which now you are forced to play Rio or Karachi, knowing that FaZe is probably better than them on the
point,
map
Sam.
in future series.
It's a good
So
point.
I think this is what's going to happen. I think these guys are going to rematch at Major 2 in the finals. And
Probably.
I think that all 3 of these maps are going to get vetoed in the
ones?
finals. The first 3. Karachi Hardpoint,
Yep.
Rio S&D, High Rise Control. I mean, to me, I think Toronto feels that they're a better team than this FaZe squad. They're not worried about the online matches. They know they'll still go 6-1. It kind of gives me that same vibe where Scraps lost online series, like he lost Boston in the first stage. He was like laughing. You saw it in the break. These guys were spinning fidget spinners on their nose.
They
Yeah.
I think there's a
trolling,
little
bro.
bit
They
more
can fight.
that went into this series that obviously they're not going to talk about publicly. FaZe obviously came out and did their thing. There's no doubt about that. But I think Toronto was playing the long game here because they believe they're going to match up against FaZe in the final of the next major. And they didn't want to give them any true practice on these maps. So
Okay. I don't know if I have 2 points. I want
Go ahead,
to
Sam.
Pat, I want to see if you agree. So one, the reasoning that you wouldn't want to play your quote unquote ideal maps is you said you want to give them the reps, right? And I think the only time that is a valid point, well, my second point before I get there is I don't think that this series was worth the smokescreen, we'll call it that, by Toronto, because now you have given FaZe confidence in this series. Prior to today, they did not have. Toronto had beat them in a grand final pretty handily. They had beat them a few times on LAN in that same event. And I do not think preserving your best maps are worth the confidence that FaZe now has in your matchup. If you are the best team in the game and you are playing your only opposition, which probably both of these teams feel, I don't think that unless your maps are auto wins, unless you're playing like Skid Row Hardpoint, and there is in no world where that is losable, which to FaZe, any map is losable. So I don't
would
think
agree
that
with
preserving
you.
your picks is worth it in this matchup.
Go ahead,
I would agree with you on the pick standpoint, but I think like the point that I'm more referencing here is, I mean, even going back to my career, there was plenty of times where I knew I was better than the team I was playing on LAN 10 out of 10 times. Like I could get in their heads easily.
Yeah.
And throwing away an online match or a 2K match or whatever is not hurting me whatsoever. And it's kind of
Well, I don't
giving
think
the
it's
other
hurting
team
you. I think
false
it's helping.
confidence.
It's helping FaZe.
But that's where I think the false confidence comes into play, right? Because like if FaZe now believe they're just so much better than Toronto, and then Toronto comes out, smokes them first map 1 on LAN, then it's a whole different ball game because then that confidence goes out the window.
Yeah.
And I think there's part of that where it's like a mental game too, right? Like I'm not saying Toronto's doing this. I'm saying I have in the past, but playing mind games is part of the game.
Oh, no, I agree. I think this series was wholeheartedly, bro. Look at these maps. Like this is clearly Toronto.
Well,
like,
Yeah, they're just like
Can I-
laughing
they're
at
like,
them, putting
whatever.
fidget spinners on their face.
Can I-
Like,
but this
I
like
want-
goes out of the game in my opinion.
can I
Like,
Go
if
ahead,
I'm
Ben.
phased and watching this VOD,
Yeah.
I'm pissed.
Go ahead,
yeah,
Ben.
they're literally not trying, bro. They're
Yeah.
bouncing fidget spinners on their nose between maps, and they're like, bro, they lost. It's
I could do that easily.
laughing.
I could do that with ease.
Well, we'll
Yeah,
get
of
to
course
what happened on
you could.
Twitter afterwards. I think
So
the
talking
one
about.
area of concern I have for Toronto, because Hardpoint aside, and the weakness on high rise control, I think with Skid Row coming out of the map pool, I was surprised that Toronto has not made an attempt yet to play Terminal S&D. In fact, they banned it in the series. Because if you look at their map pool right now in search, I think they're a solid invasion team. We've already seen them beat FaZe on the map. They're a great Karachi team. We've talked about that a lot, but they avoid playing high rise. They avoid playing Terminal. We've now seen them play Rio S&D 3 times in the split, and they lost it twice. So I think if you're Toronto, you got to chip away at that S&D map pool over the course of the next 2 weeks.
I mean, I think that's what
there's a
they're
real
trying to
issue
do.
there.
I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make Rio one of their staple maps. So like they're just going to keep playing it, like regardless of their
Yeah,
success on it.
I do agree there. They want the reps.
I think
sure.
Toronto, like Pat said, like I think both of you guys are correct in a way, but like Pat said, I mean they're just trying to like iron out these maps, and like they're gonna finish 6-1. Like if they don't finish 6-1, I'd
Yeah.
be mind blown. Like
Yeah.
they're allowed, they can throw this series to FaZe, and they can continue to get reps on Rio because they're just so good at all the other maps. Like, but on the FaZe front, I mean they just look really good, at least on the maps that they're supposed to win. They look like they've been putting in a lot of work, and it feels like they're playing better as a team.
I think we're all.
The
I think
sad
we're in
part is the
agreement
top
there,
4 seeds don't matter. That's what really matters. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
matter where you place 1 through 4 for these top 4 teams.
Yeah, they're gonna
like
meet
they're
each other
all
in the
getting a
bracket
free
regardless.
round 1. Yeah, like
Yeah. I think we're in agreement. I think it's
Yeah.
just weighing the pros and cons of like the confidence that you have now basically handed FaZe for free in your matchup, which I think was not there prior to today, and preserving your map pool going forward in a known LAN matchup eventually. Like, obviously Toronto values the latter because they did what they did today. But I think that the confidence that FaZe now has in this matchup, especially with someone like Zach on the team, is not to be understated.
It's a double-edged sword for sure, because it could bite Toronto in the ass. But it's one of those choices that you make where, like, you're confident that's not going to happen. That's what I believe.
I mean,
Toronto
that's the reason that we had the maps today for everyone.
And
like, this is why.
We've seen FaZe do it to other teams. I think they did Optic at some point a couple years ago. The other thing I think for FaZe 2 going into the series, it might have been a little bit of a motivational thing, and you heard it from Draws in the interview, was the fact that Toronto was playing here to tie FaZe's series win streak going back from Cold War. So I'm sure from the FaZe end, there was motivation to not only win this one from the two that they've lost against Toronto this season, but also preserve the record that you have. So some interesting decisions from Toronto, and they play Optic next. So that matchup now, very interesting.
The Toronto plays Optic next?
Respawn. Correct.
Wow, they had FaZe Optic back to back. That's wicked.
Yeah.
I'm gonna piggyback on Ben there too, because it seems like a small thing, but the records that like happened throughout the years, like the hardpoint thing, for example, last year, when we played Optic on Hydro to beat like the hardpoint win record, like players think about that shit a lot.
100%. Like, people are saying that Toronto doesn't care in the chat. I completely disagree. I think everybody cares about that shit as a player. Like, if I'm a player and I know that going into this match we could potentially break the hardpoint win record, the series win record. Like, you're going hard as fuck. Like, you're trying to win that. Like, that's a cool record to hold, especially in the CDL. But anything else to say before we hop into some clips on the series?
Draws a legacy series, so shout out to him.
Zach and Cell fucking fried it.
Yeah, Zach went fucking nuts.
Do we want to talk about Twitter drama now? Or you want to wait?
We can talk about it now if you want. I mean, I'm not pulling up any tweets. There was just some personals being thrown. A lot of tweets are being deleted. I mean, I'm not gonna go back. Tactical Rap can obviously go back and go get the tweets for you guys. Okay, but
I would agree. I would agree with Sam.
Bed, like the Undertaker.
Obviously, I don't care if they get personal between each other, right? Like, I've never cared for that. Like, if it gets to that point, it gets to that point, whatever. But I mean, other people should definitely stay out of it for sure. I think that's just a mindfulness thing that every player should keep in mind. Like, if you want to be personal to the person that you have beef with. But I am really surprised we don't have a Draza versus Scrappy
boxing match.
H stream right now. They're captains. That would do insane
$500 challenge.
That would do insane numbers right now. I'm really surprised that we don't have that. Like, a nice $500
right there. $1,000 challenge. Pick your team.
But yeah, I'm glad. Back to what Sam said. Like, I do think, and we've talked about this for years now. Like, we need more charisma. We need more beef. We need more, rivalries between players. So, right or wrong reasons, whatever, like, I hope more of these continue because it makes everything more entertaining. It's kind of annoying watching everyone be best friends.
You called these FaZe guys kind of out on your show this week, did you not? On like
I told them, I mean, I want these FaZe guys to like start. I mean, bro, look, like, no team in very recent memory has been assembled with as much talent as this FaZe squad has. Like, they should be going everywhere, feeling like they are those guys.
They've been the CDL villains for a long time, bro.
But they haven't, though. They haven't.
Well, they've
been the villains because they were better than Optic. But, like, I want these guys to be, like, the team. Like, they should be as personalities. Like, there's I guess my point is they're not going to get the fandom that I think, they maybe would have expected being the best players in the world. Like, that's always gonna go to Optic. We know that, regardless of who's on that brand. So
Pat wants them to be complexity so bad.
No, they could be mini teams. They could be. I mean, like, even your Farico team, the same thing. I
I'll
just
give
think
it to you, Pat. I'll give it to you. You guys were better.
I mean, obviously, but I think, like, they just need to recognize the situation that they're in and recognize the talent that they have and just buy into it. I mean, you're only gonna be able to do this once. Like, 5-10 years down the road, like, just live into the moment and realize how talented you are and walk around like it. And I think they can, regardless of whether you stand 5'4" or 6'4", like, these guys are the tiny terrors. It's time, they're already tiny. It's time to be the terrors. Like,
yeah,
I want to see more of it from these guys.
Yeah, and I mean, Draza was chirping. They were definitely getting some chirps in after the match. The chirps are coming in hot. Only thing I didn't like from Scrap is when he said it's only 10 points. Relax, brother, because I was like, I feel like this is all we got, man. Like league matches is all we fucking got, bro. We had a 6-month off season. You know, we come back and another couple weeks off, holiday off, but more weeks, skipping week. I mean, well, league matches and majors. That's all we got. That's all we have. This is everything you're playing for. Those 10 points are everything. I mean, that's
and
literally.
this exists
we
regardless of the
talked about
CDL.
this. Yeah,
right. This is even outside of the CDL. Like these rivalries, they happen before the CDL. They'll happen after. Like. It's one of those things where regardless of how you feel about the current ecosystem of competitive COD, the community is going to be the same thing always. So it's like, this stuff will live on forever. And for me, it's like, I just think it's worth.
Yeah.
these guys
Somebody
to
in
buy
the
into.
chat said, no, but he's right, though. It's only 10 points. They're still at the top. Yeah, but it's not about the points. It's just a mentality thing. From a mentality standpoint, like you got to go into every match like wanting to win that. At least when I was in the league, if we were going into a match not giving a fuck, like at least for me, I don't care how good we are. Like you heard Kismet say it in the interview, yes, or actually I think he said it today, just like not being complacent, like constantly getting better. I don't know if it was yesterday or today, but they're the world champs. They won 3 events, and they know they can't keep their foot off the gas pedal. They need to keep it
fucking last at the last event,
regardless. Of
yeah,
what
and
you're
people are
playing for,
always
bro.
gonna watch them. They're gonna be studying every move they make. Like they're the team in the hot seat, right? So it's like
Can I
regardless
add,
of-
go ahead,
Go ahead.
Chris.
I was gonna say, regardless of what you're playing for, like if I were playing still, like I would just want to be undefeated and everything. Obviously, that's not realistic. You're gonna lose some, you're gonna win some, but like mindset wise, like you want to win everything, and it does not
100%.
matter how big or small, because people are going to remember that. People are gonna remember all your victories, and they're gonna remember all your failures, and they're gonna fucking shout them to the fucking roof. So
yeah.
you just don't want to give a single doubt to anyone as to who you are and what you stand for in anything that you put this much time into.
Regardless, I mean, before I got personal a little bit, I like the beef. I like the shit talk. I think the personal shots always get a little weird, but I mean, in terms of like the shit talk, we need more of it. I agree with Pat on that. We need more. Go ahead, Ben. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was gonna have a quick point, which is like the weird thing about matchups like this against talking about the top 4, they're making champs. Like there's no danger those teams not making champs, and likely for those teams, there's really no danger of them making roster changes unless they have a real slump. So these matches kind of mean something differently compared to the next 2 teams we're going to talk about, the 2 teams we were talking to, or one of the teams we're talking about prior. So I just think from Scrap, I know he said LMAO, but he did the mistake of kind of tweeting after that and kind of adding more ammo on top of the fire. Maybe he'll learn that lesson, but I think this is going to be a fucking great battle to watch throughout the year for these 2 teams.
Yeah.
And also the fuck you draws chance are 100% going to happen in Toronto. That is not going away.
Those usually don't go away. But just to look at some clips here from the map 1, really like the setup here from Atlanta FaZe. I mean, just thought it was a good setup to highlight just because, Sam, I know we were talking about it during the watch party. This is ideally the perfect setup for a P3. Like when you can get people pushed out and getting these kills. I think just the most important thing that I would note here is just keeping pressure on Red. Like having somebody pushed out chicken, having somebody new, but keeping that pressure on Red. That way Toronto can't just waltz through and just break the hill. Like they make it really difficult for Toronto when they push out and get these kills. Because not only do they funnel Toronto into one way, but it's just hard if they're pushed up on a map. Toronto's just getting caught with their pants down, sprinting. Like they don't even realize.
Yeah,
what I mean?
You're giving them the furthest spawn possible. There's 3 spawns. There's one in the market. There's one red, and then there's one bridge. And the bridge one is obviously the one you kind of want to get people to because it's just so far away from the hill in comparison to the rest. And FaZe played that to perfection.
Yeah. Ideally, if you guys are watching at home and you're in ranked play and you want to set up a P3, this is how you want to set it up. I mean, you want to get somebody pushed out Red. Somebody playing with your junk, somebody in hill. I just thought this was what a really good setup here. I say you gotta get push. You gotta get junk control, junkyard.
You gotta control your junk, Chris. You misheard him. You have to control your junk.
I heard that.
You need to have.
So quick, crazy
Go
stat,
fuck yourself, Chris. You knew what I meant. You knew what I meant.
Only 2 teams have ever went undefeated in the qualifiers and then won the event, and it was FaZe and Cold War. It hasn't happened in the last 3 years.
What happened?
Yeah, but like
That's that is kind of crazy. Like that's the only times going undefeated in the online qualifiers and winning the event has ever happened.
I feel like the online qualifiers means so many different things to like different echelons of teams though. Like FaZe was just literally them in Cold War and no one was gonna beat them. But I feel like Toronto this time, for example, like they want to test their map pool against a good team. Like when you're shit, you want to win every series. When you're the best shit, you want to test your map pool. And
That's what I'm saying. It's
like
like,
I don't think that leads to being undefeated.
It's not important though. Like this, I mean, that's my point. Like I don't think that's why I'm saying like Toronto throwing this away. Like it's whatever.
How many teams have gone undefeated though? Is there like a lot or?
Yeah, it's FaZe, Ultra, FaZe, Optic, Rokkr, Optic, FaZe.
The only
Man,
time
there's been a lot. Wait,
the only time that the seeding matters between these top 4 teams if there's a clear like counter. Like for example, if FaZe in Modern Warfare 2 want to do like avoid Optic for whatever reason, like there would be a reason to maybe care about your win-loss in your seeding. But nowadays, like I don't really, we still don't know what teams are like for like actually solidified like W's against any of the top 4. I think they're all pretty even. They all pretty much have like a good chance versus each other right now.
Well, according to Draza, it's only Toronto and FaZe.
So this is what I was going to get to, you know, with my point, which is like, I think Toronto is going to probably start to feel the pressure that, you know, the other top teams are coming back to them and Toronto's coming back to the pack. And it's going to make for an exciting rest of the season because I honestly think these teams can all beat each other. Optic in particular, they improved their search and could definitely challenge the guys in respawn. There's other situationals. I personally just don't like Toronto throwing away like a guarantee map one like they did in this series. So you can definitely try Karachi Hardpoint. They're already good at. I didn't quite understand the square up on that. So
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, like they played that map a million times. Why not play Skid Row, which I think they have the advantage on FaZe on, but maybe they're worried about good side, bad side. I don't know.
Another clip coming in here as well. Maybe you guys can help me out here. How the fuck did this guy spawn here? So you can see number 1, it's Scrap. Kleenex ends up dying to Simp. Scrap falls. Look where the spawn comes in from Toronto Ultra. Boom. He spawns bus stop in between 2 guys in new P5 and a guy coming from Dumpster, Yellow Alley, P2. Can somebody explain that spawn to me or no? Because I don't know how that happened.
No,
Cannot.
I can't. There's
game is shit, cheese. Shout out Slasher.
There's what 1, 2, 3. There's 4 spawns on this hill. There's one where the people in Toronto are spawning. There's one where FaZe is spawning backside of the what is it? It's the satellite, and then there's one in Market. So
can you back it up before that hill popped?
Yeah, no problem.
Like before it popped, as in like the 10-second mark when it reveals on the map.
Yeah, I got you. Just 1 second. Let me lower the fucking quality here, bro. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna let it play out from here. You can see there's 10 seconds left at old. All right, new hill pops up. He falls. One guy spawns Dumpster. One guy spawns bus stop. Then somebody spawns Dumpster right where the FaZe guy just spawned. And then of course the guy who gets the close spawn is able to get the guy at a time.
I mean, go ahead, Pat. You were
so where number 4 spawned. Had anyone ever spawned in that area on that entire like prior that hill, like the junk hill? But wherever number 4 just spawned, I don't know exactly where it was.
No, I never see anybody spawn right there, bro.
No, you spawn there.
But
on the previous hill, do you spawn there?
Yeah, that's a default spawn for this hill because you end up running through like bottom green and flooding through like bottom red and shit. That's a normal spawn for the P5 or the P4.
Yeah, but it's not like on the bus. Like
it's like in P5. It's in the arch.
No, I'm talking
like
about for this
P5.
hill, this current hill.
Yeah,
It's the diner. You just saw Toronto all spawn there before they just attacked
like where one is like when he's holding right here is that's a spawn for P4.
That's the thing about like this game and like these new iterations. A lot of the time you can't pinpoint an exact spawn. It's just like in the general area. So like Toronto's spawning towards diner, but like in terms of where they can be, you obviously see there's a bus spawn and then there's one towards the diner. I just think it's just a product of the way the game works. It's so shit, but like one guy gets a spawn here, so he starts blocking it. So the only other spawn that's open is here. That guy spawns there. The other one opens up. It just ping pong. They're just ping ponging off each other. FaZe,
Draza was also able to get streaks, and this is kind of where FaZe, they were just able to keep the pressure on them. I mean, they had such a good first rotation. We saw the big P3 hold from them, and then they were able to build a lead. And on top of that, just getting the streaks just led them to breaking the P1 so easily. That was a flawless break there with the streak. And I like the way they set it up as well. You can see the routes that they kind of take. They kind of spread out a little bit. You see Abizi. He's already taking that deep route. And as soon as the streak comes down, Abizi catches one guy slipping mid lane, and they're able to collapse on the point. So really good break from Atlanta FaZe. I don't think Toronto could have really done anything there with the streak in the air. But good job. And then we go on to the next clip. We got a listen in here from FaZe. I'm down to tune into the listening, and I got one more thing to show on this this map 1. So let's tune in. Let's see how the FaZe boys were sounding here in the map number 1.
Yeah, he's third. Stay down. I did. I was running coop side too. Yeah, so listen, just holding 10. There's one in coop side, okay? I'm trying to get your
Stay on
mid.
time. Stay on time.
I'm trying.
Middle, Toby.
That's one coop.
Dead.
Help me.
I'm needing time.
One time, go there. Once we
Chase
start.
it.
Back, back, back.
In the back,
I'll go.
Let's go in the back, Grab. He's trying, he's just late. He doesn't even know you're there.
Nice. It's one coop.
Yep.
I'll coop. Yo, head out. You guys left hitting out.
I don't see him coop. I'm trying
He's like,
to.
hold this time. Just hit him.
Bottom shop. Kleenex.
I'll see
Yo,
him.
watch the son. He's twice stairs, holding stairs.
I'm nading.
I'll see him. Okay.
Keep pushing stairs, holding stairs.
Stand on top third.
On stairs. Get him with you.
Hey, let's play through coop. You should play through coop.
Look who's dead.
Nice, good chance. One's still third.
One
One more top.
Third, right side. You should play coop to play that guy. You should
Yeah,
play
I'm trying.
Yeah, that guy's
Top strap, one strap. He's just sitting there.
Chop, one third.
You want to chop, yeah?
Chop, one third.
Chop. Chop super weak. Chop that. Nice. Let me back to the back on you, Jack.
One on you, then behind me. Grab the back, dead.
Nice job. Yeah.
Play that guy.
I
Third mid-side.
you back.
Heretics, I'm on team.
Just keep playing. Guarantee that shit.
I'm trying, bro.
I'm looking at the push. There's still something behind you. White trap. Back left, Dylan. Dylan's one shot back left.
No, man, he's BK, Toby. One time.
All right, that's gonna do it for the listening. One thing I noticed in the listening, I like that MC called out that he knew they were gonna be playing for him old. I mean, that's the play now, right? When it's going from P3 to P4, like you want to push out chicken top 3, like get control of that. Like that's probably the main spump.
Can you? Cause my bad. I just wanted to say, can you go back to the beginning to listen? I want to see how Draws spawned coop behind Toronto because Simple is calling out they're all coop, and then Draw spawns there. I just wanted to see if there's anything that happened that was complete fugazi.
Yeah, so one guy, he ends up pinching red. It was Scrap. He ends up trying to make a play. He gets to the back here, and then Simp is able to kill him.
It's because fucking that kid. But look how.
Oh, you're talking about right there when he spawns.
Like right, okay. Toronto's all bridge right next to him, and he just spawns low coop, like right next to him.
Yeah, and it's also weird too because you would think he would spawn where number 7 where Chris just spawned.
Yeah,
up.
like there's a spawn out point clearly, like
Or even back on the bridge.
Yeah,
just further away.
Then he just
There is a
Zach
spawn
spawns
there.
close. It just runs back and just kills him off point. You know,
there's just no consistency. Like pitching is the ideal way to break hills in COD. Like it always has been. You want to hit out both sides
Block
and
the
pick each other
spawns.
apart and block the spawns. But in this game, you just find yourself in so much trouble when, like, if you do pinch, you almost have to, like, instantly commit, like, hit that pinch and then just go. You can't just, like, stay on a side and, like, wait because then those spawns start to get really, like, gimmicky. And it's just, I don't know, I hate watching it, dude.
Yeah, and then towards the end of this game, I'm thinking Toronto maybe can do this if they're able to chain these 2 hills together. But take a look as I play this out. Take a look at where his FaZe spawns here. They end up flipping behind Satellite, behind Toronto there. And I mean, this gives them the P2 spawn now. So now they flip when they probably should have all spawned where Envoy is.
Insane.
But instead they spawn at next.
Real great game we got here, bro.
So like immediately,
Thumbs up.
as a FaZe fan, I got very excited at this moment, but then I was also like, what the fuck just happened? And immediately written down. I mean, can anybody explain that?
No,
I mean,
the
what,
entire side of the map is open, bro.
right. I mean, if
The
you're
whole side of the
Toronto,
map's
what do
open.
you even do about that? And you have one guy coming from Satellite. You have a guy on Toronto coming from that side of the map. Like they're spawning there. They're spawning on that side. So if you're Toronto, yeah, we're spawning Satellite side. You know, look at where they spawn up. Like, look at where he is. Number 3 is still climbing the ladder, Satellite. Like, he's still on that side of the map. It just doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't make sense here. And obviously, shit like this is just in game. It's gonna be really hard to read. I'm just waiting for something like a really crazy matchup on land at like champs or some shit, and some crazy fucking spawn just happens and just fucks everything up.
I swear this is actually a thing. And I felt like this was always a thing in other games too. There are certain spawns that activate, like in terms of priority, closer to the end and the beginning of a hill. In the beginning of the hill, right, that's never going to happen. That spawn out will never happen. But when it starts to get past the 30-second mark in the second half of the hill, I actually feel like spawn priorities shift and you'll see people start spawning at New Hill. And like, it's almost like the game is preparing you for the next hill and shifting the priority of certain spawns. And I think that's literally what happens on this game. And it's happened in every other game for a while.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed. Let's move on. Unless anybody has anything to say on the map 1, that's all I really got. And just a few bad spawns, but I don't know what you're cheesing about over there. What are you giggling about over there? Let's move on into the S&D. So we have the 2-3 round here. First and foremost, let me just say this. Rio is probably the best map in the game right now. I mean, in every game mode. I think it's the best in Hardpoint. I think it's the best in S&D by far. I just think it's the most entertaining match to watch. I think the pace of it is good. The spawns seem pretty good. Go ahead, Sam.
I don't know if I agree with the S&D take entirely. It's definitely up there.
I love it, bro. I love it.
Oh, I love watching it. But thank God Rio's in the pool, bro. If we had to sit here and just watch like a terminal hardpoint in its place for all of these series, like I'm thinking even further ahead past Major 2 and we get like Vista in for Invasion, like we can genuinely have a very good map set going forward, which I'm excited about.
Tommy would have spawn clips up the wazoo if we had terminal.
Yeah.
They would be
terminal
absurd.
is fucking horrible, bro.
We would be sitting here decoding every single possible way.
We're turning into full-blown conspiracy theories.
No,
but talking about Rio S&D, I mean, now that it's not a B-bomb fucking bang out, you're seeing a lot of ankle breaking. You're seeing a lot of wrapping together as a team, which we've seen FaZe do a lot since they lost to New York in searches. And it makes for an entertaining map. I mean, the retakes are always possible on defense if you got the numbers. But on offense, there's a lot you can do here with numbers. So, like, force trades, their team's going to spread and play for picks, which I think was a good game plan from FaZe today.
Yeah, I agree, Ben. I think the most important thing on Rio right now is the ankle breaks on offense. I mean, just being able to show B and then wrap back to A and then wrap back to B. You can just play so many mind games with people on offense, and you can see it.
Talked about it, but it literally plays like frequency. Like a lot of time, you're kind of just like body stacking a side. You're getting a pick, then rotating, body stacking another side, and you're just basically going back and forth. Like
this is what I loved here. I love that FaZe started A, wrapped it B, got the kill. They wrapped it back to A, but Draza stayed. And he stayed here. And then what he does here is just play a late flank off the plant, right? Like if the plant comes in, they wrap back. Toronto gets all the info. Like right here, when FaZe jumps his corner, and Insect goes, oh my fucking God, 3-3-3. Then that's Draza's opportunity now to make a play and bite on the flank. And this gets a little scary here as well. Kleenex makes a really good play. I love the play from Kleenex to push through and to flank him real quick. It was a good play. Dylan Envoy tagged up, throws the smoke on himself, and Draza was able to find him in the smoke. So, what do you guys think about the play from Dylan there to throw the smoke down? Did you like that play?
He's fucked.
Throwing smoke at his feet.
He's fucked.
Like
He was fucked. He was fucked.
Yeah, he was fucked.
I thought it was kind of creative. I thought it might have actually worked for a second. If he just ran by it.
Draza's the king of fucking throwing the smoke at his feet. Shout out Bokaj.
Draza was king one way.
Yeah, no, seriously. But good try there from Dylan Envoy. Then we go into the 3-4 round, and this is just a good retake, honestly, from Toronto. I mean, I'll ask you guys first. I mean, do you like the setup here from Atlanta FaZe? Because they end up getting retaked here on this bomb site. In Toronto, we're able to break it down. What do you guys think here? Pat, let's get you involved. Pat, you like this setup here?
We can't see shit, Tom.
Yeah, Tom, I'm looking at you.
Brother.
Are you talking about the rotation of the flower plot in your room? Where you put it?
My bad.
All I'm seeing is Sam's bicep right now.
Can't see shit. There we go.
Pat, this is the setup right now for Atlanta FaZe. They get the B bomb down. They got one guy bridge, one guy in the stairs. You can see Toronto. They're kind of breaking through mid. You got one guy pinching. It's Envoy. Do you like the setup here from FaZe? Do you want to see them get maybe tighter together? I mean, what are you thinking here, Pat? What do you think, Slay?
I like it. I mean, they got everything covered. All these guys got the gunny to hold down their individual lanes. 7 can help 5. I'm happy with it. They'll obviously get closer once they get information, and
I think this is just kind of what broke him down. Somehow Dylan Envoy was able to get on the flank. He wins a crazy 1-on-1 onto Tyler, and then he stays alive.
What's Tyler doing though?
It was a good spot. I liked it. I liked the spot.
It's a great spot to watch the pinch from both sides if you know the timing. He just lost
unless it's Envoy who reads it.
Yeah.
I don't know if Envoy read this.
You think he just snapped?
I think he just snapped, bro. I think he just snapped.
He's that good?
Yeah, bro.
I mean, you see a guy hovering in the sky.
First he jumps and turns.
He looks for it though when he turns.
No, he saw him. He saw him.
He just got the best centering ever. Then he just jumped, turned, and then perfectly got it.
He saw him.
Centered low.
No, he saw him, guys. He sees this guy. Look, he turns. He saw him right there. He saw him, and then he snapped up.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And he snapped up right here. He saw him, guys. He saw him. So it's just really good plays. Dylan Envoy moving at the speed of light. He's seeing things very quickly. We have to go back and pause frame this motherfucker. Good job from Dylan Envoy and good retake. I think Dylan making the play there is what got him to retake. And I don't like the put. I think MC now is just fucked. The bomb's not planted for him, and he kind of put himself in a tough spot there.
Well, it's one of those situations though. Like that's set up. If Habizi wins that one, that's a round win for sure, right?
Yeah.
Like Envoy just bail out.
Yeah, really good plays from Dylan Envoy there. Then we get into the 4-4. I mean, this was just an insane S&D. This S&D was going back and forth. The play from Draza here was phenomenal. Well, first you see a Beezy. He tries to make the play on the pinch here. And he ends up going down. And Sam, I know you said Abeezy's eyes fucking lit up when he turned the corner here. But it was good plays from Jamie to just kind of slow play and make sure nobody can pinch behind him and shoot him in the back. Really, really good plays there. And Toronto, I think they end up doing what FaZe do. Yeah, they wrap it back. So they get the first blood. Abeezy gets all the information. And then Toronto, they end up wrapping it back over to the B site. Kleenex is able to catch a couple people trying to push through, and in Toronto, they're able to win the offense here. So again, just breaking ankles, using their numbers, and then just kind of wrapping the bomb site seems to be the play here in Rio S&D.
You want to know the best play?
Of course,
getting first blood on defense. Right now, it has a 93 win percentage, highest all time.
Damn.
Small sample size, but
that's fucking
a solid
insane.
sample size.
I mean, there's been a decent amount of matches.
Like 93%
win percentage if you get first blood on defense.
Yeah, that's actually a crazy stat line. And then we go into the 5-4 round. Draza gets an ace here. He already found one. Somebody trying to come up through Reski. He takes him down with the AR. And Dylan Envoy slips the gap again. He's able to get through the smoke. Finds one, but look at Draza. Finds two with that pistol. Slides the corner, finds a third as well. So a little ace coming in from Draza there. Fantastic plays. Not very often you see a three-piece with a Renetti. So good plays from Draws. This fucking back pocket pistol thing, yeah, that thing's OP. Yeah, that thing's fucking OP, bro.
Need something to fight the subs, man.
Nah, come on.
Here we go.
And then we go into the round 11. The round 11 was honestly just a straight out 4-hit for Atlanta FaZe. And I was just waiting for this, honestly. No team did this. They'll get pushed up, get a kill, back up.
This is a play call I've ever seen.
This is 5-5, hit A, tac, nade, boom, boom, bada bang. This is over with. Boom.
That's the play call right there. Tac, boom, boom, bada bang.
Tac, boom, boom, bang, bang.
Toronto
bomb
was
down,
probably
boom.
mind blown to see FaZe just sprint in the smoke, but FaZe had no other option because somebody on Toronto got to boxes and basically held the outside. So just that the communication in that was probably chaos, and they just lucked out that like Toronto didn't like realize what was going to happen, because if they were just both looking at the smoke, it's probably over.
Yeah,
they hit him with the go fuck yourself round 11.
They definitely did. Well, that's the thing. Like somebody said, that's lucky, but that's what happens when you take a risk in a round 11. Like they used their numbers, they ran at the site, threw their tacks, and Toronto panicked. Like they put them in panic mode.
They put their balls on the table. The crazy part is there was just no smoke on like the site, like obviously protecting the initial guy that had the push. So like that smoke getting through without a trophy, it was pretty much the entire round, because if not, they just get shot on the side.
Yep. And then unless you guys have anything to say on the S&D, I thought it was a good search. I thought Rio S&D played well.
I just want to shout out Tyler Abeezy, because his search throughout stage 2 has been like basically bar none. He's been fucking unbelievable from the turnaround on stage 1 there. So just a quick shout out to Tyler.
I think the key thing for them in their S&D, and it was called out by Draws in the interview, is that you notice now that they have been running more together in searches in both the series they played this weekend and giving themselves more option to take trades. And as Ross said, like from his POV, if we're sticking together, like no one's outgunning us. So like the adjustment after they got kind of embarrassed by New York and Search a week ago.
Yeah. And then we hop into the Control and FaZe. They're able to win the first. They're able to win their defenses. Toronto's able to win their defenses, but this is just kind of where things change here. This is the offensive round that FaZe was able to win. And it starts with MC. He just gets himself tucked on a point. He finds himself a little gap here. He gets on a point. And he doesn't disappoint. Finds a timing here. He's able to find one. Stays alive. Turns this corner. Finds another one. Puts some shots down into the third.
I thought he was going to kill the third guy.
Almost. He almost got the third guy. And then Abeezy's there for the trade. And then you can see the stacks coming in from Atlanta FaZe. I mean, it just happens so quickly, right? Like the whole round goes by. Nobody could get to this point. But all it takes is one play, that one moment to find a 2 or 3 piece and work a stack. And that was that moment here for Atlanta FaZe. So really good plays here from MC. If you're Toronto Ultra, maybe somebody just pick up blue faster. I know Insight's trying to cut off mid. But you definitely never want people just waltzing out of blue and hopping on a point and making a play. So if you're Toronto Ultra, I don't know if there's anything you guys see that you would have done differently, or just a good play from MC.
Because
this lost in the game here.
It was an insane play from
go back
MC.
to the defense. They win the map 3-1. Bada bang, boom.
I mean, you get that like window spawn over there. You're kind of fucked. Like, what are you gonna rotate back and readdress middle map? Like,
well, I mean, if you see how it plays out now, I mean, they got 3 guys hut, It starts with the Simp. He makes a play. There's a lot of trades going down. Nobody picks up left side blue. Like they had opportunity. Look, they're 3 hut right here when they clear him. I just think when the 8 points up, you need to go left. And they didn't go left, is what I'm basically trying to say. And I don't know if you guys disagree or agree with me on that. What do you guys think?
I mean, yeah, letting him run out of blue to the point is definitely not ideal.
No doubt.
Certainly
one guy stays back right window and watches middle, and then the other guy's looking hell he stares. Like 3 and 4 are looking at the same thing here. Yep. And then Kleenex ends up going down. Inside,
I think Kleenex also takes a pretty bad fight on Zach. Like I think this kill is relatively unimportant for the game state. I think he goes up heli stairs and dies to Zach, but obviously blue is a priority here.
Like MC made a great play, but I just don't know how he made it so easily. I don't know how he just got into the site and just waltzed on. It's just you don't usually see those mistakes from Toronto, and I thought right there was a little mistake there that costed them this offense or their defense. Atlanta FaZe.
I mean, there's a reason FaZe is first in every statistical category on offense on this map. Like they don't really throw away advantages on offense when it comes to like spawn trapping opportunities or when to stack, when not to. And I mean, Toronto played them on the map, and everyone knew how good FaZe was on it, and they 3-1 them on offense.
Yeah, I mean, guys, any final thoughts on Atlanta FaZe and Toronto Ultra? Atlanta FaZe, they get a 3-0 victory over the Major 1 champs. I mean, I'm sure the FaZe fans are excited to see that one today. It was a good result for FaZe.
I think if you're a FaZe fan this weekend, they 6-0. Like I think you're feeling good. They got Thieves, Boston, LAG coming up, and we expect them to win all of those probably. So 6-1 probably. The stage is probably great points wise, and you're getting a top seed. I think on the Toronto side, listen, obviously you tried to mix it up this series, it didn't work out. The reward for that is now they got to avoid going with back-to-back losses. It's an Optic team that I think has a particularly interesting matchup against Toronto. I'm excited to see that.
All right, that's going to do it for Atlanta FaZe and Toronto Ultra. Toronto Ultra obviously got to bounce back from that one, but they're a great team, so I'm sure they'll be fine.
This was FaZe's 55. Damn, 55 3-0 sweeps in the CDL. That's absurd.
That is crazy. It's a crazy stat.
I want to reiterate the stat from earlier because my guy Ozzy at Bet365 told me that this was the 3rd series in the history of the CDL where FaZe was plus odds, like not the favorite.
3rd series, Pat.
It was like champs. I think it was Major 1 and Vanguard, one of the champs, maybe against your team, Sam, and then this match is fucking
That's still
crazy
absurd. If I'm one of these books, I'm never putting them at plus odds ever.
I slammed that shit. My chat was like, ride or die. Let's fucking go.
Yeah,
I would never do that.
Let's move on to the last and final series of the day. We have the Minnesota Rokkr going up against the Los Angeles Thieves. Rokkr currently 0-5 as they fall to LA Thieves 2-3. Obviously, Rokkr has shown some promising moments this year, going especially after stage 1, Major 1, but they just continue to struggle here in stage 2. And
0-5, 4 game 4s.
Yeah, and
4 game 5s, excuse me.
And honestly, I mean, LA Thieves, they go up 2-0 in this one. But we thought this was going to end a little earlier, and then Nate Shot tweeted, and then we knew they were fucked.
Can we see the vetoes real quick? I gotta see something.
I'll go back. I gotta go find them. I'll be right back. Let me see.
I have to know how we ended up with triple invasion. When there's probably a Rio or a Karachi out there or something else that
LAT should have vetoed. I don't know the vetoes. I'm assuming LAT vetoed Rio, and I will assume that Rokkr probably vetoed Subbase.
LA Thieves vetoed Rio, and Minnesota vetoed Karachi.
Oh, they vetoed Karachi. There you go.
Minnesota vetoes Karachi. I thought they fucking play it. I'm fried, but damn. What other maps could? Yeah, I guess they don't really play any other maps.
Triple invasion, I'll take it, baby.
Subbase is there.
Does Karachi play or does Minnesota play Subbase? I feel like maybe I've seen it once.
They played it against Optic and got chokeslam at the end.
That's probably why.
They're 0-4 on the map.
They played it against New York after that, or somebody after that, and lost it as well.
Yeah. Ben, LA Thieves, they get a 3-2 victory over the Minnesota Rokkr. This is the stat line here. What did you think about the series overall as a whole?
I mean, I thought it was a great start from Thieves on the first 2 maps. And then to your point, Nate Shot tweeted and things got a little bit shaky. I just think
everything changed when Nate Shot tweeted. Only the avatar master of all. Sorry.
For Thieves, like now it's back-to-back series where, listen, you're going up 2-0, close this shit out in the 3rd map. Do not let this shit go to 5. Some sketchy ass fucking terminal S&D. They're lucky that they won this one and the one against Miami, but against a better team, they might not be as lucky next time around.
Bro, I'm just gonna say it. Drop Awakening now.
This was the dagger series for me.
What are we waiting for? It's a consistent factor. This team would just get better. Do you not want to get better?
Yo, Slay, can you give Lamar some gas today, Slay? Can you give some... Slay, he was doing his thing, Slay.
Lamar was fucking fine.
Come on, bro. He's been good for these guys, man.
He was.
Been good.
He has a
and
fractured
I know you were
pinky,
in there today watching it with us, so I know you were in there watching it.
Lamar played definitely above. Whoa, definitely above the average for Lamar. So he played good today. It was above average for him. But again, I still feel like Lamar shouldn't have to do this much on this team. I feel like he's having to overcompensate because where is his AR duo? Like, I'm sorry, but this Awakening guy got nothing against him. It's just consistently every series, 1 map, 2 maps, just a stinker, bro. You cannot have that. And for me, I'm in the Rokkr camp. Like, I see potential in the team that I currently have, and I'm instantly wanting to improve this roster. Like, this is like getting down. I mean, we're almost done with Major 2 now. Like, we're getting pretty deep. I know it feels early, but we're getting to that point. We have that stint from April to June where it's like nonstop Call of Duty for 11 weeks. There's probably not going to be that many roster moves in that period, and most of the champs placings are like from where you're at in the standings are going to be determined in that period. So for me, I'm doing it now. I'm doing it ASAP because this team does have a chance, right? Like they have a chance to be 5th, 6th, like easily with a roster change. So for me, I don't know what they're waiting for. I'm kind of mind blown by it. I don't see the reason I'm going to the major, not having well or not doing well or doing average and then making a change. Just do it now. You know you'll improve. Like, you know.
Is anyone that's going to argue against that? Because
I mean, listen, I feel like I've been kind of like a big Wake hater. So I feel like I've said enough. I mean, and I was saying it just on past episodes that Big Wake just hasn't been himself. He hasn't been playing like himself. Like he's supposed to be that guy stepping up in the kill department for them. Like that's his role.
And I don't even know if it's his fault. He don't work on this team. Just period.
Yeah, he could work on a different team for sure. It's not working. He when I watch him play, I feel like he has a hard time just like doing what Lamar wants him to do, which is just hold and just hold an outro. He tweaks a lot. He be tweaking a lot. He's a tweaker.
I don't understand how he goes from his stigma that he's had for years, which is being a kill whore, to the spot where he's like, yo, kill whore, and he's not doing it.
It's also, like, how the fuck does Nasty have 18,000 damage with a .83? He's got the most damage in the lobby.
He was tweeted, no one was dying.
No one is dying. And that is very indicative of that. I was actually going to mention that. But, bro, it's like Lamar and Wake swapped roles in terms of, like, how, like, I would expect them to play from their past teams.
Accurate. No pun intended.
It's crazy.
They've been playing well, bro. I mean, Lamar's
been shooting.
Listen, I've had moments on the show where I've said Lamar needs to step it up, bro. Like, if he's not stepping it up in the kill department, he's gonna this and that. Like, I've had moments like that. He's definitely been playing really good for these guys. He's been going really. And I think you can't say enough about Linz. He had a rough series last time, but he looked like himself.
This guy's rookie of the year, bar none.
Yeah, I think he's rookie of the year too.
And Gwen is up there. Gwen is second, close second.
It's a close running right now, I feel, though. I don't think it's as drastically split. There's still a long year.
I think it's just the team separation is what's going to do it.
Yeah.
It should be personal accolade, but I don't
know. The reality is both these guys should be teaming.
Bro, at this
yeah, you're not wrong. Gwen, guys, JCap text messages. Here we go.
Bro, at this point, rookie of the year might be the team that qualifies for champs out of the teams with the rookies on them. Like, because a lot of these teams that have these rookies are kind of on the bottom end, and they've all had these roller coaster rides, but... I mean, it might come down to that because I don't know how many of the rookie teams are going to qualify. Like what?
Well, Minnesota's in 5th in fucking points because to Pat's point earlier, everybody's getting fucking slammed this year.
To be fair, bro, I think Gwyn is like Wimby on the Spurs and Linz is like Chet on the OKC, bro. Like he just has a better squad.
I mean,
simple as that.
Gwyn is disgusting.
Top of the standings.
I mean,
but Chet's probably gonna win Rookie of the Year because of how they do it. But it's obvious, everyone knows it should be Wimby. Like,
so all the teams with like a Rookie of the Year candidate right now are what? Minnesota,
Seattle.
Wait, is it not gonna be Wemby? I mean, Wemby's. I thought Wemby had that shit locked.
The NBA is weird, bro.
Technically, LAG has Estro, right? He's still a rookie, and then Vegas with Geo and Purge, but. I don't think Purge is going to get it, unfortunately. But Purge, or not Purge, Geo. Geo's been looking pretty decent.
Listen, bro, I'm getting a Purge jersey, bro.
Snoopy
tired of this shit.
Well,
tired of this shit, man.
Snoopy counts.
But Snoopy hasn't been as good as either of these guys.
No.
No.
Not even close.
I mean, there's a
some of them,
world.
but maybe not.
There's no
players for
rookie
sure.
that's been better than Gwyn or Lins. That's
There's
a
a
fact.
world where only maybe 1 or 2 of those bottom 4 teams, or like teams that we might like fit into the bottom 4, are going to qualify for champs. So it could come down to maybe 1 or 2 of them maybe making it and then calling it from those 2, because I just can't in good conscience give rookie to a year to a team or a player that does not qualify for champs. I just don't see that.
And wait till some
going over
random
well.
ass fucking challengers player joins one of those teams and they just go on some hot run and get the Fitzy going to champs. And that's
But that's the same as like how the NBA has done it before. Like, oh,
Yeah.
they were last in the standings because he got drafted to a shit team. Like,
Oh,
not
it
his
is
fault.
also-
San Antonio Spurs.
It is also Purge's birthday today, so happy birthday to
Oh,
Purge.
happy birthday,
Shout out
Purge,
Purge,
man.
Spurs,
And it was Mama
Well, how old
Nero's
is he
birthday,
turning?
right?
I think 21.
All right.
Let's
Well,
go.
hopefully 21's his year because 20 he was looking rough. But anyway,
On his birthday, Papa, on his birthday?
I just said I hope 21's his year. I'm pulling for him.
Yeah, but you didn't say it like that, man. Hey, bro, he's good,
Did I
bro.
not
Pat,
say I
Pat,
was
he's been on his bullshit, bro. Purge has been on his bullshit.
I don't
trust.
think he's bad. I think he's also way better on the role he's playing now. But I mean,
Nah, he needs to get better at hard point. His hard
he
point.
was he's like a walking kill streak in hard point right
Yeah,
now.
no, his hard point is definitely rough. He needs
And that's
some
2
milk.
out of 5, Tom.
Yeah, no, I agree. I can't disagree with that, Pat. I really can't. Let's move on. Unless do you guys have anything to say in the series before we start headed over to some clips here?
I
mean-
shit myself every time it goes game 4. That's pretty much it. I think
Yeah.
I honestly expected a 3-0 because
That's
before
fair.
this series, LAT was 12-0, 13-0 in defensive invasion rounds, and they've ended up tossing one of them. But yeah, their hardpoint woes, I think, have obviously gotten better, but I don't trust them in game
Win a
4s.
fucking control, bro. They haven't won a control this split. That's the big issue. Like
They got
Purge has
2
been
wins
good.
in a very hard
Yeah.
schedule that we were harping on prior to Stage 2 starting. So 2 wins right now is pretty much winners, bro. We're winners. Let's go.
Every other team
Only to get
can't
chokeslammed
buy
by
one.
like Toronto round 1. But that's
Every other team cannot buy a series right now.
Wait.
bro.
But
Correct.
here's the thing, though, that might happen this major, which is you might have a bunch of top teams at 5-2, and Vegas might be sitting there with 6 wins at the top 4 seed. So if they get like a 1st or 2nd seed inexplicably somehow here, like you might actually look
the
out on a round
schedule,
1
bro.
matchup.
Straight the
Yeah.
schedule.
also fuck Nate Shot. Sorry. Had to get that in there.
Yeah, Nate
Nate
Shot
Shot.
was he was
This guy's-
trolling you
this
guys,
guy's
Sam.
caster cursing, reverse juge. Bro, I have my jersey on. I have my champs ring on.
Nah, that's
trying
crazy,
to
bro.
reverse PEMDAS this fucking
Reverse
dog shit
PEMDAS.
tweet that he had, bro.
No,
I couldn't believe it.
No, that tweet, and he ended up deleting it, didn't he?
No.
No, I thought somebody said he deleted it.
I don't know why now.
Nah, you just saw a lot of somebody had to delete a lot of tweets. That's what you're thinking.
Yeah,
bro,
there's
you
You got it mixed up.
a lot of people deleting tweets right now. A lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of tweets a lot of tweets hitting the timeline. A lot of stuff going on. Pat, you remember those days, man? Being on the timeline, going rogue, man. I remember Hastro sitting me down on the couch.
Mine are still there, Tom.
And are they still there? Hastro
Oh,
made
yeah.
me delete mine. He made me delete most
Pat
of mine.
has the all-time, I think to this day, the all-time best chirp tweet of all time, which is he was
All-time
so
best chirp
confident in
tweet
his
of all time.
team that he fucking tweeted out a twit longer on how to beat his fucking team, like step
Well,
by
you
step.
know what's funny? I was taking a dump when I was writing that up.
Were you? You were taking a shit?
Yeah, because I wrote it on Notepad, Tom, on my phone.
I mean, that's
Nice.
not impressive. I feel like you're everybody's best takes. I feel like
Come
you
on, Dale.
yeah, when you're on the shitter, bro, I don't know. Everything just comes to you when you're on the
You
shitter.
ascend.
I-
You
I wish
go to a
somebody
new
told-
form of consciousness.
Nah,
when you
that's
take a
I wish
facts.
shit.
somebody
So that's
told me to
facts.
delete tweets when I was younger. I might have still been playing.
Dope and energetic, my boy.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
Astro sat me down in the envy house and he's like, "Listen, man, we can't keep doing this. You're a professional. Like this has got to stop, or you just won't be here." And I was like, "Oh shit."
damn.
I was like, "Damn, let me delete this shit, bro."
I mean, I used to have to sit you down and delete some tweets too.
yeah,
Bro, I
and then
had
I usually
Hector,
told you to go fuck yourself, and then I had to delete
and
it.
then eventually you listen.
Eventually, I
Bro,
had to
when I
delete it.
joined Optic, I had Hector pull up, like he was keywording my Twitter, going through it, and he pulled up tweets on the projector in the hex quarters
Yeah,
for
that's
everyone
great.
to
Oh,
read.
shit.
Jesus.
He was like, "Yo, you gonna leave these up?"
Bro,
I
wait, do we remember the player summit where they were pulling up
Yes,
crazy
yes,
tweets
that's
that
what
we
I
were
was gonna
tweeting?
say.
Yeah, we were at the player summit and like the league was pulling up different tweets from the players and shit. And
Bro,
they were
half
like,
of
"This
them-
is what you guys can't do." And I was like, "Oh, it's like talking shit about the game."
Half of them were killer.
Yeah.
No chance, bro.
Hey, shout out to the Sloss, man. Shout out to
Throwing
Sloss.
daggers
Your
to the guy
fucking
who wasn't
stale
even working
bread.
that, bro.
Yeah. But just look at some clips. We could kind of just breeze through them. There's a few of them. This is just a really good break from LA Thieves. Bro, this would have gotten bad really fast for LA Thieves if they did not break this hard point. I thought this was about to be over a 100-point lead to start things off for Minnesota. But take a look at the break here from LA Thieves. And I don't even know how they did it because one guy ends up falling for Thieves. He spawns out. Let's see what kind of happens here. We'll let it unfold. So one guy gets picked. Nasty finds two through Mannequin. That's pretty much what it is. Why is Vivid still across the map? Vivid's
You gotta think, Tom.
Drooling, bro.
Vivid, what is he doing over there?
Gotta think he's lagging out.
I think he's lagging out. I think Reese lagged out right here.
It's also
Oh, he's
just,
capping
well,
B
the-
control.
Well,
That's
the thing is though, it's also like a mind game, right? It's like if in Vivid's head, he's gonna get that kill. That's gonna signal an alarm for like Thieves players to hunt him. They don't.
They don't.
just ignore him.
It's a good play.
And
It's
they
a good
get
play from
by.
Thieves.
They ignore him. So it's a great play out of Thieves. Good read. Number 5 gets caught with his pants down because he has to look at 300 things, and then Wake is kind of just stagnant in laundry, just not really being.
Kinda. He doesn't have to look at 300
You know what I
different
mean.
things. Nah, he's tweaking, bro. Linz is tweaking on his tank, bro. He's tweaking. He starts tweaking. He starts fucking jumping around and shit. He should just stay on the tank and just watch the pinch.
There's also just like no info. Like once Reese gets that kill, even if he dies, he needs to go like immediately and start to play for like potential info, regardless if they hunt him or not. That again is going to be info, and he's going to get a second chance because he's going to spawn up gas before the flip, and then he's going to be able to re-engage. So like regardless of what Reese was thinking in that scenario, he needs to move because his death would be useful in that scenario, right? He's either going to engage, shoot those Thieves players ignoring him in the back, or he's going to die and get a second chance, which is going to signal the alarm to Wake to turn around. They're hitting Mannequin, and then obviously the guy back gas is going to know. There's just no information. They're not gathering any. Like there's useful deaths in COD.
Regardless,
Reese did it.
No one knows what that is, Chris. Trust me.
Yeah, there's useful deaths. You need to get information sometimes, and at times it's going to cost you your life. But you got to trust your teammates in that scenario.
yeah. I also think it's just a really good play from Nasty. Finds a gap. I think the biggest play there is, Chris, is what you said. Them ignoring Vivid and just pushing through and using their numbers elsewhere. I think is a really good play, and I think pro teams should do that more. You could definitely make people useless on a map. That was always my argument when it came to snipers, bro. When pros always wanted GA snipes. Now, granted, in this game it's a little bit different, but in some games in the past, when pros wanted the GA snipes, I was always the type of guy where I was like, "Whoa, you can make snipers completely useless in a match. Like you can use that to your advantage. Like there's a lot of ways you can counter a snipe or a team using a snipe. So it's like making people useless is really important.
That whole play though is like hardpoint 101. It's like as soon as you like get information and like you start to like get a kill, you have to start collapsing and just trust your teammates to like win fights, even if you're like getting traded. Because otherwise, if you don't collapse after that blood, you're leaving holes in a setup, especially if you're playing that stretched out on the map.
Yeah. Nope. Agreed. Let's move on. I was reading.
I put it up for you, Tom.
Yeah, I was reading. I had to blow it up on my end because I couldn't read what it was. But that's hilarious. I didn't even know what the fuck is it. Damon played Diablo 3. Holler played Final Fantasy. Is that true?
Yeah, this was after champs. I think we were just like we were on another
you
level.
guys, that was the freest event one of all time.
No, but we went to 2 events right after. We had PAX and UGC. PAX was actually, believe it or not, freer than champs. I think I had like a 1.9 at PAX. If you really go back and look at
I
it.
played you in.
I just want to remark on the third.
That was like a
sentence
year
in your
ago.
tweet,
I know.
But we only played 13 league matches in a month. Only 13 in 1 month, man.
Yeah, because back then that's when like there was a million. Like you were playing
Like 50.
a ton. Yeah.
That shit was so
One
dude, the
split.
golden days of playing COD every day, and there was like every other day there was something important to play. Nowadays it's like you only have your weekends. It's miserable.
Yeah. Let's move on. This was another clip here from the match. Just a weird spawn coming in. Sorry about the quality. Let me up that for you guys. Take a look at the spawn here. So we're all going crazy. Like, oh, man, LA Thieves lost the gas spawn. What the fuck are these morons doing? But no! Somebody still spawns there. And it is Nasty.
What a great play by Nasty.
How the
man.
fuck does he spawn gas? How
I
does he
can't
spawn
highlight
gas here?
Nasty's play here enough. That is just a grade A Call of Duty professional play
It's
right
rank
there.
play, so it's not super sweaty, but I tell my people in rank play to hard block gas until the next hill pops. This is why. This right here, as soon as you give it up, you're spawning people behind you.
Well,
And
I guess
that's
it
exactly what
kind of
happens.
does make sense because the new hill isn't popped yet, right? So
Yeah,
I
there's
guess
no reason for them to not spawn palace though.
It's not, but it's
Yeah.
so the thing is though, it's
that
the
back spawn,
primaries-
that back spawn would still be open, no, Sam?
Yeah, it just depends on like the priority spawn.
that's the priority.
how it is.
That the gas
Yeah,
is
gas
the
is
priority
yeah.
because as you can see, whenever we're talking about this map and other spawns, everyone's spawning fucking palace. It's the secondary spawn when that gas spawn is contested, and right now it's not contested, so it becomes primary, and then Nasty is just given the free out.
Yeah.
So if pro
Great play.
teams just block gas until the
play
fucking
there.
hill
And
finishes.
then look, I'm gonna
Otherwise,
let it
this is
play
gonna
out.
happen.
Look what happens after he spawns here. Look what happens. So he spawns behind him. He ends up working a pinch. Everybody dies. Everybody from LA Thieves gets a kill. There's one, there's two, there's three, and then look at where they all spawn. Last guy up is Lamar here in the corner. Boom. Everybody spawns.
I mean, to
palace.
be
It's an
honest, he really
insta-flip.
doesn't even impact the play, but it's just a shit spawn.
Well,
I think they would've got it anyway.
I think him being there now too, though, gives
now it
gives them
matters.
gives
No,
them
now it
that
matters.
Minnesota spawn too. Like I think just him being there, like gives Minnesota the palace spawn, and they end up
Of
spawning the
course.
fuck out. So it's just
Map is horrible. Bring Vista in, please.
This is
Yeah.
one of those maps where like you almost need to make sure that you have a side of the map on rotation and that you're not over aggressing onto the next hill, because this will happen on every hill. It'll happen on your transition from P2 or P1 to P2 if you're like all trying to like go towards it and push out broken and nobody's blocking the palace. It'll happen on that hill. It happens on every single hill in this map. That's why it's so important that like you block that spawn
yeah.
until the hill finishes on like every single one of these hills.
Yep. And then here at the end of the game, I thought Kremp just went massive.
Kremp went fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
he's
right
just
there.
by himself. He's by himself on rotation. This is literally for the game, and he finds one, is able to stay alive, push shots down into others, and just buy a lot of time for his team. It was just a really good heads-up play out of Kremp. Obviously, Kremp, he came from Challengers. He was with us on FaZe Black. And, of course, Kremp and Asim both went to the league, and I just thought that was a really good play. I thought that probably won him the map, in my opinion, him making that play. Because if he doesn't do that, I can see Minnesota getting tractor control and, like, tank control, and this just going a completely different way. So really good plays there from Kremp. And then it gets a little mixy. Minnesota gets him out of hill. They start trading back and forth eventually. But eventually, LA Thieves were able to get the dub here because of that play there. So good play from Kremp. Anything Minnesota Rokkr could have done differently there other than just not get shit on? Maybe
Well, I think they blacked out. Nasty, I believe, read or someone's pinch on DVD, and then whoever was mid tank while Dan was on old blacked out and tried to hit dark instead of helping his teammate who spawned out kill the guy on P1 so they could set up a pinch, and he got shot in the side off old by Dan.
Why is it that people just continue to do this? Whenever somebody's pinching, they should not be the first to engage ever. They
Yeah.
should literally
Facts.
pick their
Nasty
fucking
picks
nose.
up Lynn's pincher.
He gets stunned.
Reese,
He gets
Reese
stunned.
fucking
This is
blacked
what-
out
this
right
He
is
here.
gets
Fucking-
he gets
Oh, he's
wrecked by
hard stunned.
Bro,
he gets
he is
wrecked
not
by
being
his
hard
stun. Look, you
stunned.
could tell by his
Yeah, he's
character.
hard
He gets
stunned.
hard stunned here. Look, yeah.
But Chris, that's what like Ant and Paco are really good at, not being the first guy to get contact around a pinch and play off the information so you can actually like get 2, maybe 3 kills.
I mean, it's just standard COD. Like, if you're playing a team that knows what they're doing, they are going to have a player dedicated to watching the pinch. And the only way you're either taking a 1v1 on a guy that like has to pick and choose where you're coming from, or you wait for the engage from the front. If you get a kill from that front end, that guy has to turn, because that's what every player does. They go and reinforce, and that's when you pinch. It's not the other way around.
Yeah, 100%. Good plays from Kremp. He even picks up a few more after that, too. So really good plays there coming in from Kremp. That wins him that one. And then unfortunately
Later,
for
Chris.
Kremp, I have a bad play.
Camera overheated.
Oh, you're good. Unfortunately for Kremp, I have a bad play from him now. So we showed the good play. Now we got to show the bad play from Kremp. Unfortunately, his name hit my notebook a couple times in this one.
Oh, sorry.
This one right
Found
here
something.
is just the streak usage. So you
I
can
blacked out.
see. So this is the 4th hard point here. LA Thieves can win it here on the second P5. They can win it here. All they got to do is hold all this time. They get in. Okay, Kremp dies garage. He comes off spawn. Everybody goes down. Nasty pops a 2-piece. Afro finds one. Last guy tries to run out. He gets a kill, but he gets traded instantly. Boom, that's 4 dead. Kremp streaks off spawn here while all of Minnesota just died and they're spawning out. I didn't like this play. Immediately, I was like, no, do not do that, because all you got to do is set up. Just hold a nice setup, and you're good to go. You just got a 4 wipe.
Yeah, use your gun.
Right.
Trust your setup.
Worst case scenario, if it does go to shit,
you have the streak
you
for the
have
bailout.
the streak for the bailout to bail yourself out and get back onto that hard point. So it's just, I didn't like the streak. And then the streak comes in, and you could quickly see that he didn't get anybody with it. There was really nothing he could have done with it. They're all off spawn. They're all apartments and garage. And then as soon as that happens, you can see Kremp, he's able to get a couple kills, but he dies from the guy spawning behind him tunnel. Now things get a little mixy and things are kind of all over the place. And Minnesota actually breaks in here. And breaks the hard point. So now you can see how just different that looks now. Now in this situation, what do you want?
Man, I love a streak.
We love the streak, man. We
The
love
streak.
it.
Wow, get him off hill. There's 20 seconds left. Maybe you hold it for a P1 rotation where
Yeah.
you're set up.
We're also kind of drooling on ourselves. If we're going to call in the streak, at least everybody look indoors. They just ran through garage and picked the guy in the side.
Yeah,
the other guy,
At least give it 5 seconds for everybody who's coming off spawn to like run out and like get back in the mix, because he called it as soon as they came off spawn again. Like they just went forward. Minnesota just all went forward.
Streak, bro.
It was a blackout streak. He blacked out. I think he blacked out. But I thought LAT should have won this map. I thought they should have won it there.
There's no world in which they should not have won this map.
Yeah. Interesting plays there. But Kremp, he was doing his thing, had a good series. Just one play that I noted there. And then, of course, we go into the last map, S&D. There was just a lot going on here in the search. First one I got here is the offense here from LA Thieves. This was just a big offense. We know how defensive heavy Terminal S&D is. So anytime a team can win an offense on this map, and I do believe after they won this offense, they won their defense, went up 4-2. So it was just a really big round here. And it starts here. It was actually Afro who is always just putting himself on the line here, man. Afro is always in war.
Shoulders, just vibes.
No shoulders, bro.
Bro, Afro is in war every time he's in the plane, bro.
Yeah. He's just standing in terminal getting wall banged.
Yeah. And then he ends up getting through. He ends up getting in here, and this is where LA Thieves are able to just work this bomb plant a little bit. This is just another strategy here from Minnesota Rokkr as well, just giving up the plane and trying to retake. A lot of teams do this. They give up the plane.
So many teams do this, and I actually hate it.
Yeah,
I understand that the bomb is hypothetically easy to retake because of just where it is, but it's also so easy to just double pre-aim a slide. Like, I don't have like solo playing Eskies really isn't that difficult as long as the guy doesn't lag out and get picked.
Yeah.
If you have a guy watch low plane, which is the thing that will be open in a double plane setup, and you just team shot the slide into plane, like there is no world in which that setup gets broken.
But also, how many times do I have to tell people push through their spawn? The setup is obvious. It's been there forever. One guy's always playing book. Yes, on defense. One guy's always playing book. He's essentially their pinch watcher. Isolate him, push through, then you get control of dreams and you get control of that terminal hallway, which now you're forcing them all to be in plane. And then on top of that, you get to take advantage of that like hallway, right? Where you can look into the plane and maybe get angles further in there. But if you're just going up the slide and you're going up like these like small areas, you're getting shot from people that are still playing out around the security desk and shit. So you're just getting, you're not putting yourself in a position. Push through their fucking spawn and stop being pussies and just wrapping back plane. It's not gonna work. It rarely ever works unless the team that's on the defending bomb scams. If you're relying on them to fucking throw every round, just stop doing it.
Yep.
Like, take advantage of it.
And then we go into, then they win their defense. They go up 4-2. And then you're like 3v1 LA Thieves. They're about to win another offense. They go up 5-2. This one's all over, guys. Surely nothing happens, right?
I fear the Iceman.
But it's the Iceman. It's Lamar who finds one, wins the gunfight cockpit, shoots the guy off a bomb. And you're thinking, oh, no, Nasty's got him dead to rights. Lamar wins the third gunfight. Nasty loses fucking composure when he dies there. What gun was that, Sin? What gun is Lamar using here?
I couldn't tell you, Tom.
What gun did Lamar just hit? Was that hip fire? Hold on a minute. Let's slow this down. Was that hip fires?
Though that's not even a sub.
That's a Renetti, Tom.
Nah, look at this hip fire from the MCW
That's a Renetti,
here.
Tom.
What the fuck? Oh my God! You see Lamar looked at the wall right there, cheating.
Walls.
I don't know.
Let me take a look
It's
here.
a Renetti,
Okay. Yeah, okay. These AR players, man, what are they talking about, bro? What are they?
Hipfire is crazy.
Hipfire is insane. Hipfire is insane, bro.
Yeah, we fixed that next to fire.
You fix that.
Game's
Slay?
not real.
Yeah, there's no hipfire is not like that, Tom. Don't worry about it.
We'd love to see
Game's
that.
not like that.
Fucking comes
Subs-
out.
game doesn't exist.
Subs have way better hipfire.
Lamar wins the 1v3. We go into the next round. I'm thinking bomb goes down for Minnesota Rokkr 4v4. I'm like, surely now Minnesota Rokkr, they have all the momentum now from the 1v3 from accuracy. And
What are they watching?
unfortunately, that
What are we
momentum
watching?
that I thought they had what goes away because I don't even know what happened there. Like, what was that setup? What was that?
So they just have multiple people watching the same lane. And
How many times are we going to talk about a post plant B on terminal on this show, bro? They do the hard part, putting the bomb down, and then everyone decides that they're done playing the game. They think that once the bomb goes down, the round is over. They have won.
Yeah.
Wake should have repositioned
They have to
himself.
chow. Just chow
Wake-
Esky.
That or Wake needs to reposition himself to look at the hallway.
Look
and
at
then Liz
Reese.
needs to be looking at Esky, bro.
Look at Reese. Go shoulder hallway. Go do something. The bomb's
What does he
down
do
at this
here?
point.
Does he hit
You gotta
plane?
move,
Does
my
he
boy.
pinch? Why doesn't he pinch?
Is he trying to watch?
No,
like,
I tipped
AC?
this. I was
No,
like,
this
yo,
is a
he's in
great
good
play.
spot,
He
and then
should have
just
moved
waits too long.
10 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Now your whole team's dead.
Why is the quality so shit? I'm on 1080.
I don't know, but now Reese is the last one alive in Hall, and GG's go next.
Yeah, I did not like the play there at all. Well, I like that they got the bomb down, but we talked about it. I would like it if they challenged here. Just challenge Esky. Like, just challenge it. Like Lamar could even push up here.
Or back up to Burger.
Vivid has
Get
everything.
out.
Vivid has Hall, Dreams, everything. They can't be anywhere other than top AC and Esky. Yeah, that's it. That's the only place they can
Lamar
be.
can see top AC for them, basically, unless they overextend to the far left side of the SQ, but they're not going to do that, obviously.
Yeah, and then of course Afro, he lets it sing, man. He likes to sing fines too. This
Brother,
round.
what is that angle that Wake is watching Esky from? Like, he can't
He can't
the
see.
slide
He
out.
can't see nothing.
Chris, stop asking questions and demand a roster change. Come on.
And then this ends with a 1v2 here from Kremp. We got a 1v2 ending here from Kremp, which is
Who's
phenomenal.
that one on 2?
Oh man, Big Wake is just man.
Oh shit!
That's two 1v1s that Crimp won versus Wake.
Luckily for
Former
that
teammate
map.
Cheese did.
yeah, luckily for Big Wake, we're getting some hard fucking buffers here. Luckily for him. No, we're gonna lower the quality. We need to see this 1v2 now. We need to see this. This is a really good play from Kremp as well.
I love the read.
Yeah, no, it was a really good read here. Let's just watch the round play out. You see, LA Thieves, they go back towards this plane area, the map, and I'm thinking, oh no, we might be going round 11 here. This was a big round here. Like Minnesota
Like,
can't.
look what happens when you stack the plane. They just gotta run into a door and get blinded.
Yeah, nah, and then they end up. I like the play here for Minnesota to push out too, but then Kremp just makes the reads here. I think Lynn's got called out here, or Kremp just makes the read.
Wake got called out. I think he just checks this in general. But Wake got called out because he's the one that killed whoever the LA Thieves player was. So he knew that Wake is on that side of the map.
Yeah, he knew where he was in terminal.
Yeah.
Yo, question.
Yep, of course, Pat.
So we assume this map's gonna get removed, right?
Terminal search.
Eventually.
I think
We don't know.
when
the new
bring
maps come in.
when they bring in Vista, I think they should remove Invasion Hardpoint and Terminal Search.
And control and major
terminal search.
control.
But
Yeah.
but I was gonna say, like, Ultra and FaZe are the only two teams that have never played this map, and it's also the map with the highest retake percentage on the main bomb site. And so my question is, do you think Ultra and FaZe just get even better
Probably.
because
if
they
you're
have a
removing
map
your
they'll
auto
probably
vetoes, you're always
play?
getting
That's
better.
what I'm saying. It's like they'll get.
I mean, they took out
even
terminal
better.
hardpoint. Toronto don't play that shit. They got instantly better at hardpoint just for it. Same with
I'm
FaZe.
saying, bro, it's set up for a 1-2 punch all year. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the S&D map pool though, because there's like kind of I think Vista Hardpoint is like 100% going to be in after Major 2.
Yeah.
But I think there's some deliberation with the S&D map pool, whether people want to play Departures or they want to play Vista.
Hey
It's kinda
Tom,
up in the
before
air.
we get into predictions,
Holy shit!
I'm gonna link you something in the flank production.
Sure.
I
no
found
problem.
it. We can bring it up. I want you to read it out, and I'm curious on your thoughts on what's relevant today. Keep in mind, this was from a long time ago, 10 years.
Okay. 10 years ago.
So some of it might be dated information, but back then, you'd be surprised teams weren't doing it.
I'll take a look. I gotta take my ad block to view this. I gotta take my ad blocker off.
That should not happen, but okay, it didn't happen for me.
Okay, no, I'm good. Jesus
Oh,
fucking
there's gonna be a
Christ,
flashbang.
Slayer. What the
Yeah, it's
fuck?
gonna be a flashbang. It's not my fault.
No, it's a
doesn't have dark
it's a
mode.
flashbang. This is long as fuck, Slay. Here, why don't you read it, Slay? Go ahead. Why don't
Sorry,
you
that
read
happened.
read it.
It
Read it,
happened for
read it.
you, bro.
Go ahead,
Wait, it's
Slay.
not even that
This is
long. It's just a lot of. It's just spaced
all-time
out.
tweet, bro.
Go ahead, Slay.
Spaced out.
You want me?
Tom, you guys
go
zoom
ahead.
in. Yeah. Okay. Scroll as I read, Tom.
All
All
right,
right.
go ahead.
All right, so let's just do the basic analysis. TLDR at the bottom. Tyler and I have been teaming for almost 4 years now nonstop. Ian has teamed with us for about 18 months now. Damon has teamed with us for 5 months. Fits in perfectly because of the type of person and player he is.
R.I.P. Clay.
I mean, it is what it is. Would you have been able to learn that experience from watching our stream? Me and Ian used to never get along. Now we pretty much channeled that into competing against each other for who does better. Undoubtedly, during our time of becoming the best, we played more than any other pro team. So play more. That's a good tip. So we have more experience under us 3 players than any team does. Now with their force. So that was talking about like because we had teamed so long.
Yep.
Anyway, outside of being incredibly individually talented, which we were, we worked together the best because we stuck together the longest. Here's a few of many tips. I don't learn from watching other players other than what they do wrong, and I critique. Okay, and we'll go 15. Ready? 1 through 15.
Oh my
15 tips on how to be a better Call of Duty player from your
this is
natural
Call of Duty
competitor.
Ghosts. Call of Duty Ghosts.
Yeah.
And
Insane.
this is right after we won an event, I think. May
It's
2014.
probably
We
right
had just
after
won.
Anaheim, right? May?
No, it was before that because we won Anaheim after this. This was, I think, right after UGC.
Niagara.
To learn how to call out in the middle of your gunfight instead of after you're dead. So this is
People
something
still know
that
how to do that.
yeah, me and Crim6 obviously, but even Enable, like we used to make fun of people for not doing this because this is like a huge skill gap, bro.
People still can't do that.
Massive skill gap.
And most people literally like as soon as they die, they like grunt or moan or something, and then they call out.
Yeah.
A good example would be the illy, like yo yo yo, like when he's, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, stop using the wrong classes, copy ours or something. This was pretty self-explanatory. There were some people running some wild perks back in the day in Respawn. Anyway, stop using 2 ARs on Blitz. It doesn't work. You're just annoying to play against. Still true.
Good thing that game was fucking gone forever, bro.
Still true though. People were camp in Blitz, and that was annoying.
And I feel like that goes to every game mode too. Like ARs who just sit back and get kills and don't make use of their kills.
Yeah,
So it's just,
like just playing perma D.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked for me at the Star Glitch tomorrow for 2019, I guess. So.
Learn what baiting and trading means. I mean, that's pretty dated now.
Yeah.
Stop getting on flags when you don't have map control.
That is
Also-
still relevant today. People are staying on the hard point when their teammates are dying. Boy, if you don't get off and play some kills, like you're just sitting there waiting to die, bro. People still do this.
You're just waiting to get naded.
You're just not even native.
But you know what I mean? Dead.
Being on the point, they know that's information. That's a player. Oh, wow, he's on the point. Like, okay, let's just kill everyone around him. All right, we'll deal with them after. Like, get off the point and make them find you.
Yeah.
Right.
It's even just like when a point is white and it's a standoff, nobody wants to be the first one to jump in it because they know they're gonna die, right? Just like make sure you get control first, play the kills
And even
first.
in controlled, when you're not stacking and your teammates are coming off behind you, like don't just get on the point first. Like push out, get some control.
Yeah.
You know you're not going
100%.
to stack.
Yeah.
Up next, every Dom map requires a different play style. Please adapt. Not really relevant anymore. Dom's not played, but this was true back in the day.
That makes sense.
Like, there
Strike
was-
zone Dom, you had to push.
Yeah, there
and
were some
push and
people that were
push.
playing differently on or playing the same way on Octane and Strike Zone. It was crazy.
Yeah. Yo, people were
Stop.
so bad at that game.
Stop relying on double grenades, lots of smokes, etc. It's just a cheesy play style. It doesn't work. This is still true. But nowadays that's handled by GA, so it's not that big of a deal. Just because you swap players doesn't mean the players change how they play. Very true. Still relevant. It's pretty simple. Be selfless. Selfish players never accomplish anything. More kills and deaths is better because of pressure. This was true in Ghost for sure.
It's still true to a degree.
To a degree. JCap argued this point back in the day, and I always thought
remember that
JCap was a
argument.
buffoon for this because his
actually.
logic was not applying to the game modes that we were playing. Like in Dom, you have to apply pressure because you're creating waves of kills that the enemy has. Now, I'm not going to get into it. JCap is still dumb for that.
I mean,
one.
it's literally what I brought up. It's just about having useful deaths. Like, obviously, you can just be a tweaker running around dying for no reason, but, like, you have to engage. You have to die. There are times in the game where you either die or you come up behind people and make a play on people unaware, and that's the same point.
And bro, when you have this goes for anything. When you have map control, if you get one, it's gonna make that push from the other team infinitely harder to break your setup if they're fighting man down. Like
People
even
just
if you
don't know what
get
a
one
free
and
death
die,
means.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Defensive play styles never work. The best defense is a good offense. I will always stand by that and respawn. Oh, this one's true. This is a good one. This is like, obviously, so this is where I remember back in the day, this got some confusion. Like, obviously, every player should be small talking, but go with your teammate if you see him doing something on the mini map, even if he doesn't call out. Like, there's times in the moment players don't small talk, and you can compensate for that by just being aware of your mini map and understanding that your teammate's pushing, even though he should be saying, "Hey, chow this with me," but you can compensate for that player's mistake.
It's a Chris Kreider fucking special. That
Basically, even if your teammate's not going to take a route to go around, like don't just solo take that route. Like, it's better for you to just be with your
hit it with
teammate
him.
and double
Go
something.
bait him.
Go double something and hope it works out, even if you're.
But
not
I swear, bro,
necessarily making the right
I've
play.
tuned in. Like, people will just watch that player make the mistake and then bitch at him for making it, and it's just like, yeah, he could have not done that, but you could have just made it, like, compensated, made it better if you just went with him. Anyway, this is why I reference other game tops. Stop arguing about pointless shit in game. Move on. Don't be so easily affected mentally. Keep it together. This is still true. Wow, it's even more relevant today. Not everyone can be the superstar. Hey, what did I tell you guys? Listen, like, most teams have one superstar. It is what it is. Not everybody can be that guy. And then obviously number 15, stop playing for second place, which a majority of the teams were doing back in the day.
Fifth place now,
So,
I guess.
so shout out Casey Pander and like Lacefield. They were my teammates in Ghost, and we used to like call this thing called the superstar effect, where like no matter what, if you engage as a team, if you engage as a team, your superstar doesn't get shot at like half the time. It's always like you could be the second guy in and you'll still die instead of the superstar because it's the superstar effect. They don't get shot at, you do. So that's kind of a funny.
I can't believe how you finished this fucking tweet line.
Yeah, this is hilarious. You go, so there, I even the playing field.
Wait, what do you mean? Bro, we were winning every event. We just won like 4 in a row. So I was like, all right, I'm bored. I'm even the playing field for you guys. And then I said, our success has nothing to do with what we're doing right. It's all about what you're doing wrong. And then I said again, scroll back up. You need to read it in case someone had scrolled down at the bottom.
Captain Price, hashtag the little things.
These tweets were hilarious. I still remember back in AW, I made a tweeter.
We're blacking out.
Sorry, I'm blacking out. It was a Twitter post of how to call out, and there was like 14 steps of like what you should do when you spawn to the point that you die on the map, and like it had like 14 steps. So those are always funny.
Bro, the call out thing is still super relevant though, because there are still 70% of players who don't do that.
Pat, can you look at the chat and give me your immediate input?
Which chat? Fuck.
The Twitch chat. Pinned.
Oh. I would have shut down that team if I smoked Austin. There's still this clip. This is back when Gandhi was casting. It was on Sovereign S&D. I jumped off top bout, which was top B, did a 360 and killed Austin. I was playing Austin's team. Did a 360 to close out the Sovereign S&D. And I remember Gandhi goes, "Off the top ropes, H has balls of steel," and then just shit on it. It was either Austin or Pluto or one of his teammates, but it was good times. Good times back then.
Yo, Austin, I heard he got 360'd on Sov Dom. Is that true?
Yeah, apparently.
It was someone on his team. I think it was. It might have been him or Huddle. No, but that's what I remember because that's what Gandhi said because Gandhi was casting back then.
That's actually fucking comedy. That's actually hilarious. Yo, shout out to Gandhi. Shout out to all the casters back then, like Fwiz too. Remember Fwiz? Fwiz was fucking godlike, bro. All the Pucky Fwiz, Jack.
I looked it up, and the event right after this tweet was X Games. So I wonder if your former teammate Clay, his optic boys, took some of this to heart, and they were able to get the dub in that one.
Yeah, we actually 200 or like 500 IQ'd this because X Games had 0 prize money. If you know anything about COD back then, you played for prize money. We went to Anaheim the event after and won that with ease, by the way. That's if you remember that. Speaking of Fwiz, he sounded like his dog had just died in the finals when we had beat Optic. He was like, "Well, damn."
Pat also
that series is a
that Octane Dom, Fwiz was like,
mega troll.
"Damn it, EG did it."
Is that the spawn trap?
Yeah.
We 3-capped him to win.
Yeah.
Pat Austin said in the chat that if you saw his gamer tag today, you wouldn't be able to call out mid gunfight.
What? I just be like, "Yo, shitter, one shot, got him." I mean, that's what most of the top 4 teams are doing against Boston anyway.
Yeah, let's do predictions.
Jesus Christ.
And predictions time.
Man.
He has. His team, though. Wow. All right. Predictions time. Tom,
let's
take
see
us
what's
there.
going on. We got the Boston Breach Thanos going up against Optic Texas. We got ourselves a matchup here, folks. Green on green action. I am going to go with Optic Texas 3-1 over the Boston Breach. Benjay, who do you got?
I got Optic 3-1 because I'm not a fan of Boston's S&D, and I feel like Optic are going to go up 2. Boston will take the control, and then Optic will close out map 4.
Sam LaRue.
Optic Texas 3-0.
Chris?
I'm in the same camp as Sam, Optic Texas 3-0, and it's simply because I still do not know if Boston's going to be good to win a search, and I don't believe in Boston being able to take a respawn off of Texas with how well they've looked against the lower teams. So 3-0.
Pat.
Somebody told me that Shotzi is 14-0 against Austin.
Correct.
Well, records are meant to be broken. I got the Boston Breach with the upset.
Wow. Slayer going against the grain yet again. We'll see if it pays off for him. Let's move on to the next one. We got Atlanta FaZe going up against the Los Angeles Thieves.
You guys mind if I go first here?
Sam, don't do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't
Listen,
do it,
bro, we've
Sam.
been looking good, man.
No, you haven't. You've got map 5 twice.
Yo, listen,
and
we've been
barely won
looking
'em.
good.
And
We
around
got
11.
some game 5 ice. And Dan Ghosty I got FaZe 3-0.
No, that's crazy. No, that's fucking insane. I got Atlanta FaZe 3-0 as well. I got Atlanta FaZe 3-0.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yep. What do you got, Ben?
If we get like maybe a Karach map 1, maybe Thieves kind
This
of.
is.
Nah, I think it's a FaZe 3-0.
Yeah,
I would love to
FaZe.
be wrong here. I would
FaZe-
jump for joy.
Do we
FaZe
all got FaZe
3-0.
3-0?
Yeah.
Okay.
I might jump for joy if I'm wrong.
The
might take my pants off.
Carolina
This-
Royal
I'm gonna skip this.
Ravens
I
Load
deadass
up,
might
ball.
skip this.
Going up.
Y'all might not see me.
against the Los Angeles Thieves. Sorry,
Y'all might
Gorillas.
not see me.
Sam, you're not watching this series.
I might not watch this.
Oh man, I might be alone on this one, guys.
It might be another 2-match day. This schedule sucks.
Yeah, nah, this is basically a 2-match day. I mean, listen, I'm
chill,
gonna go Carolina in this one. I just think LAG's been looking a little rough. They've been looking rough, man, and they lost to Seattle, who I had at the bottom of the league right now. I mean, I think we all did when they were going into that match. So, yeah, I'll go Carolina. I'll go 3-2, 3-2 Carolina. I can see it being a grueler.
Jesus Christ, I hope not.
What do you think, Ben? Hey Ben, what do you
I
think?
got 3-1 Carolina.
Okay, Sam LaRue.
I got Carolina, I guess. I don't know, for no rhyme or reason, but LAG lost to Seattle, so I can't pick
Yeah,
them.
that's basically what I said. Duarte.
I got LAG.
Shit.
Yeah, what's wrong with this guy, bro?
Go, Chris, dude.
All right, Slayer.
Chris is a good friend, man.
Oh man.
He
Wait,
owns-
Chris.
Bro, he just beat his chest thinking
Chris, I
LAG.
saw
That's
you tweet.
insane, bro.
I saw you tweet that you're going to another rave next weekend.
Nah, chill.
Are
Is
you
it during this series?
another one?
There's a festival, yeah, but
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
Adam is not going.
Where are you
Adam's not
finding
going,
all
okay.
these festivals, bro?
Bro, Austin is like a music
Austin's
hub, bro.
insane for the
Wait,
music scene.
but Adam went to the last ones, right?
No, Adam hasn't been to one in a while.
Oh, okay.
No, he's
I-
playing like it.
But I saw
He's
a
been
pic of
lying.
you eating
Well,
with
what the-
Adam at like
He's-
the restaurant.
but that was like after one of their matches, like way back when I don't remember.
Okay,
can't
but he's not
remember.
going to the festivals with you.
No, bro, he's not.
Okay.
He's locked. He's locked.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, Pat. Who do you
Man,
got?
this was tough. This was tough.
This one is tough.
Marky B said rave a site.
You want to flip a coin, Pat? Pat, you want me to flip a coin for
Yeah,
you?
yeah, yeah. Go to coinflip.com.
I
Yeah,
like
heads,
that.
Heads the Ravens, tails the Gorillas.
Listen,
I
all
like
I do is a
that.
coin flip on Google. As soon as I hit enter, it automatically flips a coin and gives me heads or tails, okay?
Yeah.
What-
Tails Gorillas, heads Ravens.
Bang. You got heads, Slayer. Heads.
Going with the Ravens. I'm taking the Ravens.
Damn.
It's a good
Slay's
pick.
got the Ravens. That's
That's
what
a
he's
good
got,
pick.
man. That's what he's got. All right, man. Slay's got the Ravens. You heard it here first. That's going to do it for predictions. Ben, why don't you sync us out? Listen, we've had a good weekend, man. Good shows, good weekend. Now we just need you to sync this pot and call it a day. Call it a weekend. Let's take a look here at the channel
let me
point
see what I can
predictions.
do.
We got 16 million channel points on a yes and 6.8 on a no. So a lot of people are rooting for Ben here to make this putt, and it's only getting bigger. Now we got 20 million on yes, 7 million on no. So They really need Benji to sink this ball here. Sam, what do you think
Someone
he's doing?
said 250K on that. I'm with that guy.
Nah,
Sink
that's
this
crazy.
shit,
Nah,
dude.
that's crazy.
250K
Yeah,
is crazy.
if
We're
Ben
sinking
misses
this.
that's gonna be insane. There's so many points,
Ben's gonna
bro.
have to lock his doors tonight
There
if he
is
misses
so
this
many
shit.
points on him making this. We got Benji
Ben might have to
team
lock his
stepping up
doors.
to the plate, and he makes the pull.
Let's go, Benji.
Man, it looked a little rough for a
It
second.
did look rough. I thought that was off.
I don't even know if that went. Let's get a
Camera
recap
angle.
here.
Yeah.
Let's get a recap here with Benji.
Didn't you
Benji,
make that?
did you almost miss that, Benji?
Oh, I rattled it in for sure.
You rattled that in there. That almost went wide right and fell
That's
right
great work
back
from
down.
Benji.
I rattled that shit in, bro.
Hey, no, it doesn't matter, Ben. It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile, right, Slay? A win's a win. That's how
Win's a
winning
win.
is done.
Intro mom.
My putting stats were sent to me today.
Oh
I
yeah.
haven't missed a single putt on Sundays all season. I'm 8-0
Oh,
now.
you're a Sunday player.
Okay,
All right, Benji.
okay. Yeah, that's crazy. You got putting stats? Wait, what else does it say? What you didn't say anything else?
You want me to send them to you?
Yeah, send me the putting stats. How many? What's your record? Just overall putts. What's your record?
80%.
Not bad. Not bad. Honestly, not bad at all.
Well, hold on. We gotta cut some of those because it wasn't from the back of the mat. You know, he was.
Yeah, but if you look at the one since we do in the back of the mat, I'm still shooting.
Yeah, you see what Kismet
okay.
said? You see what the Bulldog said?
What?
No.
He said, "Does he have Karachi route stats? You got any Karachi
Yeah.
route
No,
stats?"
I do not have those. I do not have those.
Hey, Bulldog, you funny, man. Hey, guys, that's going to do it for us. Shout out to Ben J. Shout out to Chris, Sam, Patrick Price. Appreciate all you guys as always. Appreciate everybody in the chat, man. A lot of energy this weekend in the streams. So as always, we appreciate y'all, man. Thank you guys for always being in here. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, go to anchor.fm/theflank to check out all the audio sites are on. Go follow @theflank on Twitter and go to zooma.gg for the merch. Hit that sub button, guys. We got like 60% of viewers not subscribed to the YouTube channel, man. So hit that sub button. Let it fly. And as always, man, just thank you guys so much for all the love, man. We love you guys. We'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Brush your hair. And take it easy. Go fuck yourself. That's what I'm talking about. Boom.